What up, Jim? Welcome to TSG Uncut. I'm your host, Sean C. So, of recent, we have been talking about on this channel. First, we started off talking about why men are pulling back from dating. And then last week, we looked at the dynamics inside relationships that are keeping men from dating. And I could have just said, hey, here's a bunch of stuff that's bad about marriage, and we could talk about that. But I didn't want to go there tonight. Okay. I'm actually going to we're gonna go there a little bit, obviously, but I wanted to actually explore the marriage topic maybe from a slightly different angle than you might see on a lot of these channels. And it's not to say anything's wrong with that. You know, we'll look at marriage and we'll just list all the reasons why men don't, or show you a bunch of behaviors that, you know, women are out in the streets are doing, and or, you know, that you see out, and, you know, why they don't measure up. And I just thought that that's not going to be a productive way to talk about this. I mean, listen, the truth of the matter is that a lot of I've done, you know, polls on this channel, and you all have told me in the past polls that you'd be open for marriage, but things, you know, there's some hesitations that you have, that there's some things that you would like to see different. And we'll talk about that later. That actually be a question that I bring up later to everybody, if you know what I mean. But so I know that men desire to get married, that men desire to have their own families, that men desire to have their own woman, you know, and especially with everything going on in the street, especially how, like, you see in certain cities, certain things are spreading, if you know what I mean. Certain stids is just spreading, you know. At this point, you know, it'd be nice to know that you got your person. You all are doing your thing. You ain't got to worry about none of that stuff. She ain't got to worry about none of that stuff. It would be nice, right? In theory, that's kind of where we would like to see this. But things have changed. Things have changed. And so I don't want to just show you just the bad tonight. You know, I want to show you the good. See, you hear all the time that marriage is supposed to be about partnership, right? It's two people building a life together. And somewhere along the way, it turned into a deal where, like, you know, one person is expected to, you know, gets all, you know, I have all these expectations, and the other person is supposed to basically abide. And I'll be fair to the women on this, right? There are things when it comes to marriage that, or at least in these relationships, marriage, that we as men could stand to learn. This is something that I'm telling you because I was better in relationships once I was, you know, was like, okay, how do I keep my position as the man in the relationship, but also, you know, listen and give in to the things that a lot of women talk about. That if you go ahead and objectively look at some men in relationships and marriage, you might say, well, okay, maybe that's not cool. Or, you know what I mean? If you're objective about it, you can sit there and say, like, you say you're going to do something and then it never happens, right? Like, hey, I'm going to take out the trash, or you're supposed to take out the trash and it don't get taken out. Then a couple of days, you know, a day turns into 2 days, 2 days turn to 3. At that point, it just becomes nasty. Trash you were supposed to take out Monday ain't getting taken out till, you know, Friday. Something's wrong with that, you know? So the thing that we're seeing, though, getting past the learning how to be with each other, learning how to live with each other, because that's all to me, that's all just learning to live with each other. We're talking about the deeper things. We're talking about how do you make this shit last when you have a bunch of people that are very individualistic. And it's not just the women. We live in a very individualistic society. You know, and so it feels like, at least to a lot of men, that, hey, you're not appreciated for the things that you do. You're not appreciated for the weight that you carry as a man, the responsibility, you know. So tonight, we're going to break down some clips. I only have 8 clips tonight because I started late, and I'll tell you why in a minute why I started late. We're going to break down these clips, and we're going to talk about exactly why marriage is off the table for some men, right? We're going to talk about why men are losing out on marriage. But we're going to look at it through a different lens, right? Because marriage should benefit both people. It shouldn't just be one person benefiting the other. At times, one person may benefit more than the other, but it shouldn't be, hey, happy wife, happy life. But what about the man? Right? So we're going to talk about these things. Do me a favor. If you're just coming in here, make sure you hit that like button. If you're not subscribed to the channel, we do this every Wednesday. Normally, I do this a little bit earlier, but the thing that held me up was my door handle, the little latch part inside the door handle wasn't coming out of the latch. So I was fixing that right before the live stream, right? The other thing is for my members, if you are a member of the channel, meaning that for the price of a cup of coffee a month, you'll get to see videos earlier. I'll put out exclusive videos. Well, I told y'all I was going to be about that business. And I actually edited, I have an edited video for my members only, okay? That I will have out either after this video or first thing in the morning, because I need to create a thumbnail for it. That's the only thing. I need to load it up into YouTube, put the thumbnail in, boom, ready to go. If you remember, you'll get these exclusive one-on-one talks where I deep dive into specific topics. And I'm going to start doing that more often. You know, if you guys like what I like what I'm doing with it, I'll keep going. But for my members, you know, thank you so much for doing that. But before we get even further, I want to bring someone to the stage. I can't even see you. Ain't got no light now. But you're on that low key, son. We ain't got to see your face. It's all good. It's all good.
I'm undercover at the moment. That's what's happening. I'm undercover at the moment.
Yeah. You know, you can put like that little spray. I think you can put like a screensaver on that thing. But whatever.
I'll figure it out another time.
That's another
y'all
time.
can hear me now.
Yeah, we can hear you. What's happening with you tonight, P?
I'm chilling, man. Trying to make this money. That's all.
Ain't we all? Right? So, listen, I don't know if you heard about the intro to the topic, right? Yeah, P is off the grid. Yeah. I don't know if you heard the intro to the topic where I said that I want to delve in this from a different standpoint, or how marriage should benefit both people. Let's talk about that. Marriage should benefit both people. Let me ask you a question. What do you think? How do you feel about marriage benefiting both people? Do you think it's one-sided? Because a lot of women say, P, that us men, that they got to take care of us. What's your thoughts on
that? I think is one-sided. You know,
you broke up for a second.
Are always expected to provide, protect, and be the confidant, the ear, the listening, all that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just believe it's just an extension to a relationship. I believe it's always going to be one-sided because, again, is divorce one-sided?
Seems like it.
Hello?
Yeah. Hello? Hello? I can't hear you, P. Do y'all hear me? Tell me what's going on. Because I hear you. I hear you, but obviously you can't hear me. What's going on? You hear me? We got some technical difficult. Yeah, I hear him too, but he can't hear me, so that's a problem. Okay, so hold on real quick. Let me damn, how do I get to the Hold on real quick. I sent him a private chat. Hopefully he can see it. But all right. You hear me? Do you hear me? Because I don't even hear you no more. All right, we'll let you reload. Let me go ahead solo. Anyway, y'all. Let me before we get before we go ahead and get to these videos, let me say this. I want to do a shout out to totally, let's call that Sammy. He did a $5 holla for a video that I did recently. So I wrote his name down and made sure that he was tonight's first sponsor of the live stream. So there he is. Okay. So shout out to him. Thank you for the $5 holla. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for supporting the channel, man. If y'all don't realize, it's hard out here in these YouTube streets sometimes. Hard out here in these YouTube streets. Sorry, I'm looking at my phone real quick. I don't know how the hell Kevin Samuels was micromanaging all the stuff. That's why he always looked like he was busy. Always doing something in the background. All right, let's see if we got P back real quick. All right, can you hear me?
Yeah, I don't know what happened, man. I'm here.
Yeah, we couldn't hear. Look, we can hear you, but apparently you couldn't hear us. Pete, before we get started, let me go ahead and give a shout out to the gents. Without you all, this channel has been hotter than fish grease again. And you know why? Because you all have motivated me to put out some, to try to put out the best videos I can, the shit that y'all want to see. And I'm going to continue to put out that hotter than fish grease the videos hotter than fish grease, because that's what we do here at TSG. So I want to see who we got in the house tonight. I'm gonna start up at the top, see who up in here. Shout out to one of my members, Singer here. I'm back. Great to see you, Singer. I'm glad to have you here. Also, I'll have a members only video coming out soon. It's already edited. It should be out tonight or first thing in the morning, but you guys will get it as soon as I upload it. Actually, I'll probably upload it tonight. Why even delay it? Preston is in the house and say, yo, Sean C, TSG, big homie, big brother homie in the Uncut Player City. Peeps, he put the player in there. He put the player up in there. Our boss is in the house. Says, salute to the gym. Salute to you, our boss. Great to see you here, bro. President, salute to all in the chat. Yep. Young Hazrat in the house. Salute soldiers. Yeah, that's right. Salute to you there, Young Hazrat. Great to see you, man. He said, fire. Our boss said P off the grid. I read that. Our boss said salute to you there, P. And then Singer said he in witness protection. Nah, he ain't in witness protection. He protected the goddamn
the
law. President, it's just too late. She doesn't need you anymore. She no longer misses you. It's all because you never made her your priority. Oh, we talk about the earlier topic. All right, we'll get to this. He said, I hear him, okay, blah, blah, blah. P still rocking that OG phone and microphone.
I'm like your boy from the Shy.
You got to upgrade a party you took for granted, and she always would be there, waiting for you to serve her scraps of your time. It's funny because for you, you realize what you had. Well, we're going to talk about a bunch of stuff. She finally realized she didn't need what you were offering. Oh, okay. Preston is going through the question I asked about the question I asked earlier about the hesitation with marriage or the things going on with marriage. Shout out to Speak Spanish Now. He said, my brother, what's going on with you? Hey, make sure y'all get over to Speak Spanish Now. If you want to learn how to speak Spanish, you want to go over there. This brother going to break it down. He going to make it easy. He got lessons. He got his own lesson plans. You want to jump on that, right? Very easy lessons, very digestible. And that's the way you want to speak your Spanish. Now, me, I've just been in what I call every day, I just practice a few words. You know what I mean? But I've been doing this for coming up on almost 1,600 days straight. So every day I dedicate a little time to Spanish. There you go. Right? And it's that simple. I need to actually start watching that damn Spanish channel so I can take my Spanish to the next level. Because not being in Mexico is hurting a brother. Anyway, we can definitely hear you. Okay, we can hear you. Okay, cool. Shout out to Sean. He said, talk that is, champ. Are we about to? Expat living over. Oh, there's my dude. What's up? Howdy, y'all. What's going on with you, brother? Great seeing you here. Great to have you in the house as always. He always drops knowledge to us. Speak Spanish now. Salute to you, brother. The champ is in the house. Thank you, the champ, always supporting. He said, oh, gotcha. All right. Everybody's saying what's up. All right, let's get to this, okay? Now, the thing that hold on. I gotta set this up. So today, can marriage work in 2025? Now, I got 8 clips. Only 8 clips. Some of them a little longer. That's why we only got 8 tonight. But there's a reason why we got 8. First of all, I don't want to hold y'all up here tonight. I got a lot of work to do. I got more videos to crack out, more videos to bang out. What is going on? Hold on real quick. Let's do another time. There we go. I was like, why is my screen in the background all messed up? There we go. There we go. We got all that working. All right. We was having some technical difficulties. I apologize about that. All right. All right. So the first clip that I'm going to show y'all to kind of kick this thing off, right, is going to be the perfect example of a wasted opportunity. And we see this all the time with modern women, right? She had multiple chances at marriage and she passed them up. Right? Either from chasing a career, fun, or something better, whatever the excuse these women make, they have some reason of why they don't want to do marriage until, they start to hit the wall and they get desperate. Okay? Don't be desperate out there. Now she's staring at the wall, wondering where all the good men went, P. Wondering where they all went. I'm going to let you start us off and play the first clip. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys can hear this. Shout out to brother Bruce. Oh, sorry, I thought Bruce was my bad. It jumped on me. All right, Bruce in the house. Bruce, what's going on with your brother? All right. So, Singer says, don't speak too much Spanish, you'll get deported. God dang. That is crazy.
Ice, baby, too cold.
That's crazy. That's a crazy statement and funny and messed up at the same time. I think that's why I like it, because something ain't right with us. All right, let's get this first clip popping. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear that for me.
What was your last relationship?
My last relationship over 2 years was in 2017 when my fiance proposed to me.
The fiance is the father of one of your children?
No, he's not. I met him in school.
You got 3 children, but how many different men? 2, 3?
3. Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh. Thank you, Shine. I appreciate that. Uh-oh. She already got 3 different baby daddies, 3 kids, 3 different baby daddies. All right, come on. Look. And Kevin about to drop some lessons, okay? He about to drop them lessons.
This is what men don't seem to understand. How women can go out and have 1, 2, 3 husbands, because it used to require a husband to have a baby. So you should have 1 husband, 2 husbands, 3 husbands. Was the person who you had your first child with, was he the person you lost your virginity to?
No.
Okay, so the person you lost your virginity to should have been your husband.
Correct.
That's 4. So you should have had 1, 2, 3, 4 husbands. So effectively, you're out here at 35 and you would have been married 4 times. You would have had 1, 2, 3, 4 husbands to not be a virgin, to have 3 children. This is how human beings have evolved. Just because we make it okay now, still, men are saying, for a woman to have 3 children by 3 different men, that needs to be 3 husbands. And she had sex. That means the man she married should have been a husband. So you're looking for a 5th husband. You're looking for a 5th husband, and you ain't even 40 years old. Why should you have 5 husbands?
Well, like I said, my childhood wasn't peaches and cream. I just want to be transparent. I feel as though I'm at a place in my life where I've gotten myself together financially.
We don't care about your money. That's the point. You guys care about that. It's not how men pick. So
Right.
even if I take into consideration your trauma as a teenager, still
Right.
doesn't change the ultimate fact of you
Correct.
had 2 more children
Right.
and you're 213 pounds. This is why
Okay.
people think I'm an asshole, because I stay on task. Life happens to us all. Have to be what a man wants in order for him to give you the highest honor a man can give. You gave 2 men the highest honor you could give a man, to have the child, and you didn't require marriage. So why are you requiring it now? Because you feel like you're ready? That's not how that works.
All right. Listen, one thing I gotta say about what Kevin just dropped on us there, P. Let's come back up here. The one thing I gotta say about what Kevin dropped is that kind of summarizes the thought process about how men look at women towards marriage, right? You know, like some of the stuff that I talked about, Kevin said on there, right? Now, I actually didn't review that video before I played it. I knew the video because I've seen it before. So I kind of remember that he was just telling her about, hey, if you have been with this many dudes, each of those dudes you had a kid with should have been your husband. But I want to focus on something that she is 35 years old with 3 kids. And now all of a sudden, she got her shit together. And so now she's ready, right? Oh, now I get it. Now I'm ready. But did you get it together because you got 3 kids and it'd be helpful if you had a man around? Or, did you get it together because, that's what that's what you should have, not should have done. I'm gonna say that like something differently. Like, was the reason she got it together is because life got harder, or because that clock is ticking on, trying to find somebody, she's not in the streets anymore. What's the reason? This is some of the questions that men have. What are your thoughts on what you just saw, Pete?
It's easy. Time running out. It's just as simple as that. Time is running out because at the end of the day, it's like you always tell me. We always have these discussions off screen. We can go down. We can go up as men. As long as we take care of ourselves and be decent in what we do, we can date younger. We can date our age. We can date older. But women, it's kind of limited for them. You know what I
Hold
mean?
up. I'm gonna cut you off. You might have more to say, but I want to cut you off. I want to push back. I'm gonna do like a real host do. I'm gonna push back real quick.
All
The
right, let's go. I
women's,
like this.
okay. The women's would say, Pete, that they starting to be able to talk to the young the YNs.
And I will push back and say that's why you got 3 kids.
Ooh, damn. Wait,
Because
what was that?
what
What
you
was that?
looking for, because what you looking for in the YNs was the same reason you got 3 kids and don't have no husband now.
Yo, I don't know if y'all heard that, but P just spit that hot fire. You might be shaded on the screen, but I just saw your face light up from the
I
flames,
said,
son.
let's go. Push back, please. Give it to me. You know what I'm saying?
so listen, I don't want to continue to belay that. Let's see what the gents got to say. I'm gonna start from the bottom and go up. Let's see what we got. Person says sometimes you have to be strong for yourself. What is meant to be will end up good, and what is not won't. Love is worth fighting for. Sometimes you can't be the only one fighting. Oh, that's a good one. Expat Living says, Father Time humbles all. You ain't lying. You ain't lying, brother. You ain't lying. Father Time does humble all. Listen, I actually had this conversation. I don't want to belay that. That's a whole nother topic, but we'll have to do that another time. Our boss says her 3 or 4 days is coming to an end, and she is realizing that with no concrete rewards apart from being ran through like Uber. God, y'all is on fire. Okay. Bruce says, yeah, she can't let that go. That 304 phase is done. and now she wants a good man. Shine says the Lulu. Expat living overseas says, women appreciate you for being a good man. The problem is many men go overseas desperate. Overseas women appreciate you for being a good man. The problem is many go overseas desperate. Easy to ignore the red flags when pretty young girls give you attention. You know, I know. Listen. You got. I love what expat living comes on, right? Obviously, as our brother, he always talks about how he got his wife over there, overseas, and how she was there for him. And I want to talk about this, but this is kind of a different topic, and I think we eventually are going to want to tap on this, like on like women overseas versus over here. We're moving to that. So that is a great point. But I will say the thing that we have to realize is that women are women at the end of the day. And so even when you go overseas, they still have the same kind of desires and expectations. And so that's why we talk about these things so we could be aware and see the red flags when they come up. You know what I mean? Preston says, where are the good men? You literally told them that you don't need them anymore, and you're strong and independent and don't approach you anymore. So shut the F up and suck it up. God dang. And then I laughed earlier because Bruce said she got that fire. She got the 3 kids. Oh man, she got that fire. And then O says exactly. All right. Oh, snap. We got a new member in the house. Shout out to Shine. I'm going to put Shine up on the banner so we can recognize this brother right here. All right.
Yo.
Thank you so much, man. Again, new video coming out for the members. And I appreciate that. We got a new member in the house. I appreciate that. Get a cup of coffee a month, man. I'm gonna start cranking out more of these videos, man. Because there be a bunch of stuff I be wanting to say sometime, and it'd be a single video. So you can't really make a full video off a single video, at least not in my opinion. I'm gonna start doing that. That's members only videos from now on. If I can't make a full video with it, I just cut on the camera and start talking about it or something. Might as well benefit the members, you know what I mean? Benefit the G's. Thank you for that. Where is the oh, there we go. I'm getting old. Press says Delulu's starting too much confusion. Good stuff, Shine. Y'all sound logical. I rocks with that. Hey man, we done been through it. We done been through it. So thank you for being a member. All right, let's get to the next one. So in the next, let me get this video set up real quick. Now this is not a long video, all right? But I want y'all to hear something because I want to know y'all thoughts on this. The brother I'm about to bring up next, or I'm about to show in the next clip, right? He's gonna make some solid points about financial and physical benefits of marriage. But here's the problem. It's only half of the story. It ignores the risk, it ignores the laws, and the way men's feelings get left out of the equation. But I would be remiss not for y'all not to hear what this brother say about it. Here we go.
If a black man is married, he will live longer. If a black man is married, he will be healthier. If a black man is married, it's less likely that he will have Alzheimer's. If a black man is married, he will be wealthier. So we have to have this communication on the actual physical benefits, the psychological benefits, the sociological and the economic benefits, because many times we're in a culture that is just trying to check boxes.
Okay. So I got a few things to say. I'm gonna say a couple of them. I'm gonna let P roll for a little bit after that, and then I'm gonna say what I got to say after that, right? But the truth of what he said is that the financial benefits are real, okay? marriage benefits a man for a number of reasons. When we talk about the financial benefits, obviously, even if he's working, he's the sole breadwinner, at least back in the day standards. He's the sole breadwinner. Back in the day, he was more likely to try to work for that promotion. He was more likely to try to look for a job or a promotion or whatever to try to get more money than he would normally care about. Because let's be real, right? Let's be real. P, tell me if I'm lying about flying. You're making enough money to feed yourself, have a roof over your head. You can get your nice little car, you can keep yourself up a little bit. Man, all you need is that PS5, that TV, and that mattress, right?
Air mattress at that.
Yeah, maybe a microwave and an air fryer. Come on.
Amen,
right?
brother. Preach on. Preach on.
So the reason why marriage benefits us is because it makes us aspire for more, and that makes sense. When you got a woman, you want to be, and you love your woman, you want to do for your woman. And then you want to have a do for your kids. You want them to have nice. If you are a caring, man about your family, if you about your family, okay. So that's one thing. The health benefits. Let's be real about something. If you got a woman that love you, she the one gonna tell you, hey, you need to go get that checked out. Hey, I'm worried about you. You've been looking like this too much. So a good woman is gonna look out for you and your health benefits. But this only happens when the relationship is balanced. Okay. Now, the one thing that this almost sounds like a propaganda push to get dudes to get married. And I don't blame him if he's of that mindset. And here's why. If you don't know, Kevin Samuels, that I know of, was the only brother on the internet pushing for marriage. He got so much shit, even in death, right? But Kevin was the only one trying to get these women married. I am pushing relationships. I believe that we need to get back to that. We need to get back to relationships that benefit both people, that make both people grow the community. And if that involves marriage for people, I'm going to support it, whether I agree or not. Read my comments. I always congratulate married people. But men aren't looking to sign up for marriage because of the unfair divorce laws, right? The child custody laws, because women will, P, I'm going to throw this at you, okay? I'm going to see what you got to say, because I was going to finish my point, but I'm going to throw this at you. What about the women that say that you ain't got no little money? You don't worry about somebody taking your little funky money. You ain't got no money for me to take whatever. Dudes always worried about what money gonna get took. You ain't got no money. You ain't got shit, man. You got 5 pairs of, you got 5 socks, not 5 pair, 5 socks, one missing a match.
What we always used to say in New Orleans? What was the favorite saying? Until Mad Day come, right? Because when Mad Day come, that $10 you got in the bank, oh, I want 8 of them. them 2 pair of drawers you got, I want a pair and a half. I don't know what I'm gonna do with the half, but I want that half. That's just how it works. That's how they act. Yeah, you ain't got nothing now. I know you ain't got nothing, but guess what? Guess what? I want half of nothing.
I want half of that. P, I just watched one of the Chappelle comedy specials, and I believe that it was funny because in that special it was 2019, and Dave Chappelle was our age right now. He was 46 in the comedy special I watched. It's the one where he wore the green coveralls and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And he said, he told a story. He talked about a friend of his that was essentially a brilliant dude, right? He was exceptional, went to an Ivy League school, all that stuff like that, right? And then he wind up finding a girl while he was in law school. And Dave Chappelle said, "Hey, my man, save that shit for later. Save that chick for later." And then he said they got married, and he got married and divorced while he was in law school. So he had nothing, and she took half of that. And then years later, he saw him working at the Foot Locker. My point to bring that up is, as much as women can say, "We don't want your little funky, blah, 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 this, that, and the third. You ain't got nothing for me to take. Why y'all talk about money and losing it, and y'all ain't got nothing?" Because when shit go wrong and women get their feelings hurt and get vindictive, it don't matter if he ain't got nothing, just like you said. They will go and try to take half of nothing. You know? And then let's not even mention if you have a kid with that woman, because you ain't got to have nothing money-wise. They get you by taking the most valuable thing from you, which is the kids. Especially if you, look, there's a lot of dudes that love their kids. The kids don't even know that shit because the mom always talking about how your dad don't love you. But they don't tell the kids how every time the dad try to come over, how she running him off. It ain't enough. Why you didn't come here and bring me some money? You know? What's your thoughts on that?
You know my thoughts on that.
I know your thoughts on that.
I'm gonna try to keep it clean, but
give me a thousand foot overview.
Because you it's like I always tell you, see, I don't even know nowadays how you could tell a woman from her representative. You know what I mean? And when I say representative, there's always this woman that you meet in the beginning. And that woman in the beginning is the most nurturing, kindest person in the world until you do something. Then the representative got to step back, and then you meet the real woman. So it's like when you said about how they say, "I don't want your money, I don't want your money," you don't want it until basically you want it. It's just like with the kid situation. You can
Right.
say, "Oh, I will never take your kids from you. I'll never do that. I'll never do that," until they become a weapon to something that can hurt you. It's all about, like you said, about the vindictiveness. It's not about anything else other than that. It's
Yeah.
how can I hurt you because you hurt me.
Yeah. And not, hey, let's do this co-parent and benefit the kid thing. Now, it's
It,
funny because that's for all my members, that's a segue into what the live stream, not the live stream, God damn it, the members only video is going to be about. Okay. There's a woman that I wound up catching her single clip. I added more clips to it so y'all will see. But this woman talked about how like dudes ain't, like dudes ain't pieces of crap, right? They, talked about how they terrible baby daddies, this, that, and the third. And my only argument was like, well, you laid down with it.
and can I say one thing? See,
Go ahead.
I'm probably gonna get a lot of negative blowback for saying this
Go ahead.
because as a community, we all taught that mama can do no wrong and daddy is a piece of crap. We all taught that. But we
Yeah.
gotta understand, man, they got some deadbeat mamas too. And and me as we was talking earlier about something that me and my son is working on at the moment. We
Yeah.
need to get it out there to where these kids get both sides of the story and stop praising mama like she just was everything, and you don't even know how hard your daddy tried to be there or wanted to be there. It's deadbeat mamas too.
You just reminded me of one of the things I've heard before, right? Where and listen, for whatever reason, wrong, right, or indifferent, there are times where you could be trying to spend time with your kids and the woman get jealous. Because then she like, well, why they like you so much? Or why you come in and you get to just play with them, and I got the and you like, wait a minute, why are you
Why I
hating on
can't
that?
get the love? Why I can't get the love you giving them? Why you can't love me like you love them? Like
Yeah,
it's again, women can get jealous of their own kids, and we don't even discuss that enough. But that's something that we'll talk about on another platform.
yeah.
But
Well,
women don't even get that's something that don't even get talked about. How women are jealous of their own kids, or women are jealous of the relationships that fathers and kids build up that they can't penetrate or they can't manipulate. So they'll
right.
just destroy the relationship altogether. And that's what we call deadbeat moms. You know what I mean?
So and you never hear that. It's kind of like another term that you never hear. It's toxic femininity. You hear
Hmm.
toxic masculinity, but you never hear toxic femininity. You hear deadbeat dads, but you don't know about deadbeat moms. Oh, she just had it hard. It was hard for her. She, you know what I mean? She was tired.
She did the
Blah,
best.
blah.
She did the best
She did the
she
best she
could. She
could.
did
Yeah.
that. You know what I mean? It's crazy because the best she could have been only reaching out to that man and letting him have a visit. You know what I mean? We don't
I
talk about.
go ahead.
Good. I
No.
said
Go
we
ahead.
don't
I'm about
talk
to
about we don't talk about that part. We don't talk about none of that. All we talk about is Mama did all she could do. Nah, not necessarily.
so I just took a bunch of screenshots from my phone and put it on my computer so I can free up some space. I am going to put one of those screenshots up. Oh, I did that wrong. My bad. I'm about to put this screenshot up. Tell me this don't make sense, right? It's perfect that I saw this today for this live stream. Check this out. If mom can't afford to have us without dad's money, why don't they just let us live with dad?
Hmm, hmm.
Gannicus. But what do you think? What do you think about that?
That's an absolute true statement, man. It's an absolute true statement, and it always baffles me. And me and you go back and forth on this sometimes too, but not trying to stay on this subject. But it also baffles me that every time you deal with a what we call deadbeat moms, it's it's 50% of yours. It took two to make it. It took this, but yet you still have 100% control.
Right.
It makes no sense to me. If it takes two, then there shouldn't even be a form of dad's money. It shouldn't even be no money exchange, period. If you really want to be honest, it should be 50-50, but it's never going to be there. And like you said, if mom can't afford us, why we can't go live with dad? Because mom would be extremely jealous that dad looks like he won. He can be happy with the kids, moved on with his life, have another family, another woman, another wife, and mom couldn't handle that. That's why you can't live with dad.
So that kind of ties into another point that I wrote down here, right? That's why men today, tell me if I'm wrong or right, but that's why men today prioritize their own emotional safety, not just like, not just the perks. What I mean is that one of the reasons why men not necessarily are getting into these marriages is because of the stuff that we just talked about, the emotional
Right.
toil, the potential of the toil. So it's like it don't do me or my purpose any good if I'm in a situation where I can't be the best version of me because somebody's trying to emotionally manipulate me or take advantage,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
So,
100% agree.
and that's kind of my last point was on what I was saying. The cost of getting it wrong, the cost of getting it wrong to a man could equally be just as bad when it comes to your health or your money. Dude said earlier, right? This dude, I already switched it, but the dude said earlier that you have more money, you live longer. Well, what about when you What about when the woman take you to divorce court and take, like, you've been working, whatever, you lose, you paying all this money, now you ain't got that. Or the fact that, you know, you don't get your kids and the amount of physical toll that takes on you and your feelings and your emotions. Go ahead. What you got something to say?
And that's why I wanted to push back on that video. I'm looking at him, and he looked like he well into his 50s, maybe early 60s, maybe even later. We don't know. But
If a black
his philosophy of marriage is not the philosophy of marriage we go by as 30-year-olds, 20-year-olds, and 40-year-olds. Everything he said to me about marriage, I could push back and say it's the opposite now. When you get married now, you have to worry about having less money because you now have to support the whole household. You may have kids. You have actually less money. Then if divorce happens, we know where your money gonna go.
Right.
Then doesn't that, like you was alliterating earlier, doesn't that deteriorate your health? Because you can't be happy when you're depressed and sad and broke. I ain't never seen a
No.
happy person that was that. Third off, I'm just being honest. And third off, he said some other things. It just doesn't equate to the marriage that we have today. When I see
it
him,
almost seemed like what he was saying was the old school principles.
I was about to say like my grandparents. He talking like my grandparents' marriage. Like I heard that from them. I ain't get that when I got married. It was not that way for me. So
Well,
again,
go ahead, finish your point, and
I was
I'm
just
a,
gonna say again, he sounds like he's speaking of marriage in another time zone, a distant past that we can't
another
never get
era.
back to again. Yeah, we
Right.
can't never get back to that again because he ain't have no gorillas and no sexy reds in his time. So we ain't gonna never get back to the principles and all that stuff he talking about in a marriage. It don't happen no more.
All right, I'm gonna start from right here. Sorry, Preston. I'm gonna hit yours on you. I know you got a lot of comments, so I'm gonna start with our boss. Our boss says you forgot the key word, bro. If a black man is married to the right person. Oh, yeah. Talk about the dude that said, hey, marriage benefits. I would have to agree with that on that. Like, hey, it would benefit if he was married to the right person. What you thought, real
But
quick?
don't we always start with they thinking they're the right person? I mean, it's kind of like a lottery pick, right?
Well, look, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna get there in a little bit, okay? 'Cause we're gonna actually have examples of couples that we're gonna talk about tonight. That's why there's only 8 videos, but we'll get there. We'll get there. The champ says, I don't know if that's still a valid point of view. And the champ was saying what you said there, Pete. He don't know if that's still a valid point of view. The more single you are, the more healthier you'll be than drinking poison and expect another person not to get sick.
Damn.
Preston. I was married 36 years. I agree. Okay. Damn, Singer been through it. Our boss said, you married the wrong person, and all that statement will be the opposite, being broke and lonely. And man, I remember going through the divorce, and I told y'all I was homeless 3 times in my life, right? And 2 were after my marriage. Short periods of time, but I didn't have a place to go, or I didn't really have my own place to stay. I'll say that, right? And I remember how sick I felt. Like, I got a career, and I can't afford to take care of myself right now. Now, I had been through it before, right? Gents, my mindset is this. My mindset is like, I've lost it all before. I can get it back. It's okay to take a knee and catch your breath, but never stay down there. Regroup. You know, if you get up trying to swing the same punch you did last time, you're going to get your ass knocked right back down. This time, I'm like, all right, make sure you bob instead of weave and weaving, you know, and ducking and, you know, like You got to do it different. And ladies, for any ladies who are skeptical about what you might hear right now, you got to understand, we didn't already seen this shit play out. And you all have seen your own stuff. I'm not going to take away from the women that's been married and you know what you might experience. But I'm going to say for men, when we go through it, we ain't falling for the banana in the tailpipe again, okay? We ain't falling for that same trick. Matter of fact,
yeah, we're not going to fall for a banana in the tailpipe.
we are not falling for the banana in the tailpipe again, okay? Leave us free. Oh, and I'm gonna stop that bitch. Leave us free. Oh man, y'all got so many comments, I can't even keep up. Let me catch this one. Shout out to VD Chantilly. I'm a father of 2, divorced 3 years, and being alienated from my little girls. I am sorry to hear that, man. Sorry to hear that. Seriously. And for all my people who are members of the channel, I actually touch on that in the members only video that I'm going to be posting here soon. And I talk about it. I talk about it personally about how I felt in the members only video. Because, and P could go on forever talking about that too. The shit hurts. Hey, look at here. Somebody, oh, brother O was like, give us free. Give us free. Oh, man. Traditional marriage in the past is almost extinct in present day America. Yeah, it is. Damn. Oh, Preston looked like he had 2. Healing doesn't mean the damage never existed. It means it no longer controls you. Oh, that's a good one. You are definitely your biggest inspiration. You are really stronger than you think. Absolutely. Shout out to Rick H. Town. He said, Rick H. Town, he said parental alienation. Yeah, that happens, yep. And then stronger, faster, harder, longer. D. Chantilly. All right. Thank you for being here, man. I appreciate you. Shout out to Shiny says psychological warfare, my dude. Yeah, it is psychological. And that's the thing, right? Why we count the cost, right? Now let's get to the next video. I'm sorry, can't catch all the comments tonight, but hold on. I gotta catch this last comment though. Wait, I'm gonna catch the last 2. Only you can be your biggest victory, or you can be your own worst defeat. Absolutely. And V says, never again. We are free now. Andrea, shout out to Andrea Jones. I agree with bro on deadbeat moms, because my mom a deadbeat and show jealousy toward me because she can't be like me or others that have a good life. Ooh, damn, Andrea, shout out to this sister right here. Let me say something real quick. You touched on something that's a whole nother topic, and I've done a video on this, Andrea, how like I've done 2 types of videos. How I tell women that their worst enemy is other women. And I did a video on how your moms be your ops. Yo, it be, you know what I mean? Like, what you think, P? You frozen? Hello? P, you there? Uh-oh. I think you froze, bro. Let me switch this. I think Brother P froze. I didn't even notice. All right. But you are absolutely correct. You know, like how many moms have ruined their kids' ability to be their best self because they were deadbeats, or because, you know, they treated their kids like they were competition, or they held their kids back from their dads. Even if your dad wasn't perfect, you still should have an opportunity to see him, especially if he's trying. Okay? There are a bunch of dudes that tried. There's a bunch of kids that don't get the opportunity to get what they to get with their parents, to see their parents, because the other parent is gatekeeping. But that's a whole nother discussion. Listen, let me set up this next clip. Now, this next one, on the surface, is going to be funny, okay? But I want y'all to listen very closely, because there's a saying there's truth in comedy. What makes comedy so funny is the fact that there's the truth embedded in it. Even if it's like that would be a nice truth, if you will, right? We got a wife and a husband. All the reasons she's going to give for staying benefit her, not him. Check this out.
So I want to give you ladies some reasons why I will never leave my husband. Okay?
You better not be playing.
I'm not. I want you to know how much I love you. Try to be serious. And you won't let me.
No, I don't fail for this so many times. Look,
Yo, how he gonna say I didn't fell for this? Hey, it's a trust issue right now.
tell me. I built this.
Don't make me cry, okay?
Okay.
All right. And I tried to make you cry.
All right.
A few reasons why I'll never leave my husband. I will never leave you because I will be doing you a favor. And I don't do favors.
You showed up. You showed up.
Without me, you would have money. I keep you motivated. If you gotta go make more money.
Facts.
I will never leave you because your life will be peaceful and calm. I keep you on your toes and it teaches you patience.
I can't say it.
And the last most important reason why I won't leave you is because you would be free. And who am I to grant you your freedom? I do not have that kind of power.
Oh man. Oh, shout out to P.
My car keeps taking over, man. It's crazy.
Oh, all good. Hey, that last clip was funny. That last clip was hilarious, man. Where she giving the reasons why she was like, because you would be free, and I don't have the power to grant you that. That is against the law.
But wait, that's like a clip I seen the other day where the lady said, "You got two options. Either you gonna be with me, or I'm gonna be with you. Whatever choice you make, I'm fine with it." Like, what the
So that was a I'm not going nowhere.
basically?
Oh man, common sense is not a gift; it's a punishment because you literally have to deal with everyone who doesn't have it. Many people wear masks just to fit in the world. If you remove all the masks, would you be happy with the reflection in the mirror? Damn, you guys are getting all philosophical. The truth cuts the deepest, even in comedy. Oh yeah, comedy cuts.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Mr. Ray 504. Shout out. We got another 504 person in the house, P.
Wow.
Wow. Was there any baby?
You know what's that?
We know it's daddy. little daddy, little falling.
Chill out, Wardy, chill out.
Was there any water? Yo. Shout out to Mr. Ray 504. Thank you for coming through. So Andrea said she agreed with you earlier, but I don't want to get back on that point. But she was saying she agreed with you earlier about deadbeat moms. I'm not trying to bring that up. I just wanted you to know because you froze up around that time. All right. Tony says, shout out to Tony, that laughter is essential in a relationship. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And listen, this wasn't me knocking what she said. Obviously, you know they love each other and stuff like that. But what she said was funny because it's probably true, you know. He ain't got no. He would have more money if she wasn't with her, you know. All that stuff. There's some truth in it. And let me put them back up on the screen again because I want to use this couple to make a point. And the point is, women are quick nowadays in 2025, Pete. They quick to tell us how marriage just benefits us, right? How it should be a pleasure that you married to me, right? That's the way they make it seem, right? When the truth of the matter is, it's more like this shit right here. It's like, if I had known better, staying single almost seemed better. But I love you, so it's not a burden. It's a burden because of the responsibility. But if I love you and you love me and you're giving me what I need, it ain't no burden at all. You know what I mean? Like, I'm doing this because I want to do this. And the freedom that I'm giving up, I'm okay with. The only time a dude ain't cool with giving up the freedom is when, or whatever, is when it seems like there's nothing he's getting out of it. You know what I mean? When it's a lose-win, he losing and she winning, ain't no man want to sign up for that shit. Right?
Nope.
So, Mr. Ray says she was definitely speaking facts. Whoa, they rolling a beezy. Heard me? That's what I'm talking about, Mr. Ray. Yeah, that's exactly why I'm single. I don't have to deal with it in anybody. Yep. He said, chilling, you heard me? Love it, love it, love it. She's locked in for good and better. She ain't going nowhere. Yep. All right. Let's see. Catch one more. If people can't laugh with you, they will laugh at you. Listen, that one thing I love about that couple, Pete, they had that belly roll laugh. Man, when you get that in a good relationship, bro, even when it be like crazy, bro, you got that that gut laugh, right? You're like, you know what? It's all right. You know what I mean? Especially when it just happened, it happened because y'all in sync. Man, that right there is great. I think a man has to make sure his woman knows that he is surprised, and she better make sure she keeps it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, look, let me set up this next clip, because this next clip gonna take us. This next clip. Oh.
You want to
All right, let's move on to the next clip. Oh, because it's one last one. Preston says, in all seriousness, TSG, why in the 10 F's hell would I want to deal with a walking carousel ride flus and disturbing my peace? I don't think you would there, Preston. I don't think you would. My little notes was trying to turn off on me, man. What the hell? All right.
Bad day for electronics. I don't know.
I know, right? So in the last clip, she made jokes about, hey, this dude would be free, and that's all good and tongue in cheek. Obviously, you could tell that they love each other and that they have an understanding. He ain't going nowhere, she ain't going nowhere, blah, blah, blah. What about a situation? I don't have the part 2 to this clip, so we ain't gonna get all of it, but I wanted to get the gist of it. You might have seen this on the thumbnail when you came in tonight, but you got a man that's working hard to provide, right? Working long hours, and instead of getting gratitude, he's getting attitude just because he's tired. Pete, you ready for this?
Let's roll.
Let's get started.
You want to take trips overseas. You want a wedding. You want a new car. You want this. You want that. And then you expect me to still have the same drive as I did as if it was just me?
I really need to talk to you about something. I don't know how you're going to take this, but I have talked to you.
Cheat?
No, I have talked to you about this numerous of times, and I feel like you're not listening to me. You're not understanding what I'm saying. You hear me, but you not taking the time out to really understand what I'm saying. You don't take me out. You don't spend no quality time with me. I feel like I'm just a body and you just there. Like we just there. And I feel like it's more to a relationship. It's not even I feel like. I know it's more to a relationship than just, I don't know what this is. Because I don't feel like we in a relationship. I feel like you my roommate.
Because we not going out having dinner at 5-star restaurants and shit.
No, because even when you come home, you don't acknowledge me. You always tired or something like that.
Yeah, that comes working 14 hours.
But what they have to do with
physical labor.
Okay, but what they have to do with you acknowledging me?
Well, it take energy and it take rest in order to be able to contribute that to you. I'm one man.
But you always working. I mean, you always resting. So when
To
is
go
the
to
time?
work.
Okay, so when is the time gonna be put? You can't even sit down and watch a movie with me.
I mean, it's a reason and an explanation for all this.
It wasn't like this before. So what you did just to get me in?
See, that's crazy.
What's crazy about it?
This right here, P, is a conversation that happens a lot in relationships. This conversation here, and listen, I'm gonna play devil's advocate for the women too, right? Right? I'm gonna play devil's advocate because in some instances, this is something I had to learn too. But how many of you all in the chat? How many of y'all that are watching at home? How many? I'm talking to the men right now, specifically the men, where everything cool, but let's say your job, your hours go up, maybe you got a second job now, and you just got just enough energy to kind of, you know what I mean? Like you scraping to find energy because you're tired. How many times have some of y'all have heard that, hey, you're not present because you always tired, or like you didn't got so involved in your job, it is so taxing that you don't have the energy left. How many of y'all been through that? Right? Pete? Yeah, go ahead, Pete. Please.
I was raising my hand. I've been through it. That's what I was just
Oh, yeah, you've been through it.
raising
Yeah.
my hand.
Now, one of the things that I must say is a lot of times in these type of situations that it was about, notice that every time he was like, yo, I'm working and blah, 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 she was still like, yo, you got to acknowledge me and blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to say she wrong totally, but these conversations seem to go where it's about how she feels. It don't ever seem like that shoe on the other foot long enough to say, well, damn, he is working 14 hours. He is working, and we're not even talking about the commute back and forth to work, Sometimes that might be another hour or two, depends on where you live at, right? P, what you thinking of? I see you in that tweet. I see you in the background lurking.
Boy, I want this one.
Okay. Oh shit. P said he want it one. He want all the smoke. Go ahead there, boy.
Why you got so much more time than me?
Oh,
Why we not discussing that? Because like we've been talking about, marriage is 50-50, right? So you want to fly out
no.
like the man
They
said.
ain't doing no 50-50.
Wait, hold on. But hold on. You want to fly on these trips like this man was saying. You want to go and have these new cars like this man was saying. So why you got so much more time than me? Why you ain't hustling and grinding just as hard as I am? Why you ain't as tired as I am? See, these are the questions that don't get asked. Like you said, how it don't favor us, but it's more about her. Like, why these questions aren't being asked? Why do you have so much energy? Because if you have so much energy, shouldn't you be contributing more to this relationship so I can do less and then I won't be so tired and I can acknowledge your ass? How about that?
I think that you have women today who are actually women are starting, like are in the workforce just like men are. And I find it disingenuous, let's put it that way, because you have women who be working long ass hours like men do, but you see them online. They be talking about, yo, I'm tired of this job and these hours is long, but it's like, yo, you chose career. That's what y'all wanted. We used to take that. We used to take that burden on, right? Like you do it in the clip.
But see,
I'm
that
saying,
aren't the same women online talking about now? I want a man to match my drive. If he don't match my drive, then I don't have nothing to do with him. Well, I want somebody to go match my drive. So
yeah, but
what's the difference?
when they say match they drive, I believe what they mean is match my drive to out earn me so I don't have to work.
Well, then again, let me shut up because I'm about to say something to get us in trouble. Oh,
Listen, the other
yeah,
thing
what
is
you said.
the other thing is notice that in these scenarios, the emotional support doesn't go both ways because she might be feeling neglected, whatever. But I'm gonna just say, I remember, like, especially when I was in the military, right, and I'm working these long hours. Like, I didn't want to be at fucking work all damn day. I didn't want to be, I didn't want to do all this stuff where I didn't have time to myself, you know? Like, I want to be home too. But the difference is when we're working hard typically for them or for our
And
family.
I was just about to say that. See, I'm a different person in my 40s than I am in my 30s. You see, in my 30s, I'd have probably been like, you know what, babe, I understand where you coming from. I'll try to do better. I'm gonna dedicate 30 more minutes a day just to stay up and talk to you. In my 40s, it's chick, you better take this rose and shut the hell up and leave me alone.
Damn. You know what? I'm glad you brought that up. One of the things that I've learned, um, especially with the woman I'm with now, because she just makes it so easy. I look forward to, like hearing her day, talk to her about my day, um, acknowledging, hey, I realize she's tired today, or she might be feeling a certain way, but she does the same for me. And I think
I was
that's
about to
what
say
you,
that's
yeah, I'm about to
because
say,
y'all mentally matched. That is a difference though. That what we just seen was not a mental match.
no, no. And listen, I'm sure my woman gets frustrated because sometimes I'm gonna push work a little bit harder than maybe going over and see her. I know she gets frustrated, but the point is there's times where I can push like I need to push, and then there's times where I'm like, you know what? We spend time. You know what I mean? It's gonna be ebbs and flows. It's not gonna always be, well, every day we're gonna spend this much time together on this week, this amount of time. Like it's just not realistic. And that's the times when the other person or both people need that support more. Like, yo, if I'm going through it, you see, I've been 14-hour day. They got me on this 30-day, you know, plant work shutdown shift. I need you to understand that, hey, it's 30 days. I need you to buck up for 30 something days. You know?
And I understand what you're saying on that one. I feel your point on that one. But I'm gonna push back by saying, find something to do for them 30 days. Why you like again? Why you have so much more time? If I'm gonna push for these 30 days, let's grind together for these 30 days. Therefore, we getting quadruple the money that I'm getting because I'm grinding for these 30 days. Like that's my philosophy on it.
Well, and it goes back to what I said about the emotional support aspect of it too, right? Because she feels like she got not getting no emotional support, but she not empathizing with the fact that what he going through emotionally, working long ass hours and being tired all the time. Hell, I remember being so tired, you ain't got time to feel your feelings.
Exactly. I know
How
that
can I
feeling.
even feel my feelings? I just got to do what I got because we also have that. I got to do what I got to do,
Well,
right?
I tell you
So
what. I tell you what. I'm gonna tell her when it's time to take that flight to the islands where she want to go. We gonna
yeah,
charge it on emotion.
fair enough. The other thing I want to acknowledge is I don't think like women online talk about how they burning out, but when it comes to these relationships, it seems like they don't sympathize with a man potentially, like because we don't burn out the same way they do. We might we almost go to our lowest level of energy and just have a base level of energy that we just kind of getting by on. When women they fall out and burn out, it'd be like, you know what I mean? Like We burn out differently. I'm not saying men don't burn out and crash out. That happens too. But I think the one thing that I got from the relationship too is that this is how divorce starts, right? Because if you feel like you in something like a thankless relationship or a woman who don't respect what you're doing, all it takes, this is where you lose your man. Ladies, this is where y'all lose your man at. Because it be that one woman, a dude don't even be meaning to do nothing. A woman come along and be like, you know what, you look tired. Oh, yeah, I am, babe. I ain't worked 14 hours. Man, if you was my man, I would blah, 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 blah. You like, God damn. Hey, bro, you could be like doing everything you need to do. And it just be that moment of weakness or when you're not getting what you need. It's somehow these 304s magically fall from the sky talking about some, yeah, you know, oh, you a hardworking man. You know, I'm trying.
Did she cook your dinner and lunch before you leave for work? And da 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 da.
Yo, you'd be like, wait, you evil. No, I'm not. I'm trying to help you. I would help you. God, hey, bro, it'd be crazy, right? All right, real quick. V says absence to make the heart go find her. Preston says if she doesn't like the way I do things, then tell her please feel free to mind her own effing business. Am I wrong for not ever wanting to live in a house with a woman 24/7 again? God damn. Hey, you were married for 36 years. I do not blame you. So shout out to Soul Heaven. Thank you for being here. She won't save it. She won't multiply it. Money gone, like the illustrious poet Spice One said in his prose. Yeah. Yeah. So that's the thing that the other thing is too. We don't usually rely on their money. So we're trading our time for money, and whatever money they get is theirs. You know what I mean? Especially if bills are being taken care of. It's not like if a man is taking care of a woman fully and she working, then she working for money for her to be able to do everything she want to do. Where this man is working for y'all survival. That is a lot of responsibility. And listen, as a man, we'll take on that responsibility, but hell, we can't even get simple femininity from these women nowadays to make it work. Hey, I got something to come home and fight for. Or I got someone to come home to that make it where I want to come home. These women nowadays, you don't even want to come home from work. You're like, why the hell I'm gonna go? I'm gonna just stay here and work some more.
Boss,
I'm gonna tell
you got another 4 hours, boss.
You got another. Let me get that OT. Let me get that extra shift. Being so tired, you fall asleep in your clothes after working all damn day. Man, I fell asleep in my car and played chicken with a transporter bus. The bus won. I ran head first to that shit. So
I thought you about to tell another story about when you fell asleep. I was about to say, no, you can't tell that story. Yeah.
Oh no, I'm not about to say. I ain't about to. Hell no. I gotta provide. What the F we talking about? Oh, she will take that money and spend it, not start a business with it. Yeah, that's the thing. These women don't multiply the money. They're not like good. They're not good stewards. It's like, listen, you ain't got to be religious or nothing, but there's a parable in the Bible about the master and the servant. He gave one 2 talents. He gave one talent, or sorry, 3, 2, and then he gave another one 1. And then the rest of them, they went and turned those talents and then something else. And the other one had the 1 and he buried it. He was like, well, I know you don't do good with money, so I just saved this one. And it's like, well, that right there should tell you, you might have a woman who like, well, I don't spend a lot, or we're going to get all these deals. But if she's not multiplying your money, that parable to me says she a liability. And it took me years to learn that one. I was like, wait a minute. If you giving something to your woman, if you provide for her and taking care of her, if she not making you better or multiplying that money, if she just spending, it's just like the servant that took the talent and didn't do nothing with it. I'm giving you this. You got all this extra time, and you're not taking that time to make a business or make us more money or to give us a better lifestyle, then what the hell are you doing here? Right? I could do this shit on my own. Anyway.
If I spend more time dividing than I do multiplying, we got a problem.
Yeah. You know, it's like I love when you get the women that's on there. It's like, oh, we doing business and blah blah blah. It's like, okay, good. I told y'all, I'm not a hater for the women that's doing well, whatever. But if you for the women that's trying to get in relationships and not help they men level up, which levels her up. See, the smart women knew that. If I help level my man up, then I get what I want anyway. You know what I mean? The
But
older,
then,
go ahead.
but then again, Sean, don't it go with knowing your man? Because most men like you and me, we got drive already. You're gonna see it in us when you date us.
Right.
Why would you try to change that in that man? Because if that man saying he working 14 hours a day, he had drive before he met you. You knew what kind of man he was. You knew he was a hard worker. You knew that you would have to be more supportive in that area. So why even deal with a man like that versus going to get you a dude that's just gonna work 8 hours and come home and rub your feet for doing nothing all day? You should have got with him, not him.
You know what? Let me throw another one at you. I will agree. Sometimes a man will get with a woman, and like I said, because there's somebody else to take care of, he has a responsibility. That woman will have the drive to now go out and do more because he got a responsibility. He got something, whatever. The problem is, Pete, is in that circumstance where that man is doing better, this is what y'all asked for. Y'all asked, well, I need a man that got drive and ambition, ain't gonna do this, blah, blah, blah. All right. When I got with him, he didn't do this. But now he work all the time. Well, bitch, that's what you asked for. Excuse my French, but that's what you asked for. You asked for the dude who was gonna do for you. And the thing is, a lot of women want this high value man, but the truth of the matter is, and I've talked about this in the previous videos before, but be careful what you wish for, because a high value man got work to do, right? If your dude just sitting around all day eating bonbons and shit, I dare say he's not a high value man. I could be wrong, but I know I'm not. You know what I mean? So O says, I feel like a lot of dudes in here be entertaining low-end women because of what the comments say. You as a man have to level up and pursue better. We've talked about that before, O, that I talk about all the time. How, like, you remember, P, I told you after my car accident, what my mom and my uncle told me? They said no broke bees.
NBB. NBB.
Bang, bang. Yeah. So I was like, I don't know what this got to do with me getting into a car accident, but it was like the way they saw it was, well, you just going through this divorce and 6 months later, your life falling apart. This wouldn't have happened if you was dealing with somebody who was yoked a little bit more equally with you, who had something to lose themselves. Instead, you put it all on you, and then when it fall apart, there's no backup, there's no safety net because it's all been you, right? So with that mindset, the people I've dated since that car accident over 10 years ago, it changed my life because yeah, I may not have been together for long term with them people, but I learned a lot from those women in terms of like having a mutual respect for each other, both being career minded and driven and respecting. Here's the thing: women that work, especially the higher end stuff, and you date them, they seem to respect your time because they don't have a lot of their own time. Or they work hours too. So they like, yo, I get it. You know what I mean? Look, let's Netflix and chill. They be the ones like, let's Netflix and chill. I don't feel like going out tonight. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, let's just stay home. You know, I'm like, I'm good with that. You know what I mean? Yeah, let's do it. You know? So, oh my God, y'all got a lot of comments tonight. I'm glad. Let me catch a few of these comments, man. Because hold on real quick. Let me see.
We hot tonight. Let's go.
It's hot. Men got the brain and defense while women lost because of the independence. Yeah, we've been talking about that on this channel. It's like, I don't think the independence was wrong in of itself, but when you are independent to the fact that you don't even know how to deal with living with, you don't even know what it's like to deal with a dude no more. Like if you think about all of the women raised up by single moms, so and you guys, single aunts, single moms, all of them in the same house. Grandma might be single now, right? So you got all these women that's been single, ain't been around no dudes, right? Ain't no dudes been around the house, right? And all y'all and women do groupthink. How anybody gonna find a man and y'all don't even know how to respect a man? Y'all don't even know how to deal with a man. You know what I mean? Like so.
Again, see, it's the blueprint. Grandmama dated a YN in her day. Mama dated a YN in her day, and now you dating a YN. It's quite simple, bro. It's the blueprint. And then all y'all sitting around bitter because all y'all types is YNs, not men, but YNs. Because your mama wanted a thug, your grandmama wanted a thug, everybody wanted a thug, but nobody wanted a man. And it's just the blueprint of what it is. Now you got three broke, bitter bees at home talking about ain't no men out there. Don't trust him, girl. You don't. He probably just like your grandfather. Don't trust him. It's just a blueprint of bitterness, and that's why. Because again, they didn't want men. They wanted YNs in their times, and that's why your daddy was probably a YN. She didn't tell you. Your mom didn't tell you that. But that's probably why your daddy was a YN, and they ain't together now. But it's just the truth.
It's true. Antics, semantics. Great to see you. Thank you for being here tonight. The problem with Black relationships is they don't know how to leverage two incomes. One family could have 35 to 50K in investment capital a year. So yeah, that's right. So if you can make it off of one income and let that other one ride for a while, hell, they could have some serious money, right? Shout out to William Roots. He said, right, they are a liability. Yeah, and that's a word that I use a lot on here, William, is liability and assets, right? And that's what I said us gents are doing, right? As gents, we are no longer taking on liabilities, right? That woman needs to produce some way instead of talking about, and it's not even about like not being gentleman and being a man to that woman, but at the same time, if she only bringing you the coochie cutters, you know what I mean? If she only brings you the coochie coo, well, hell, a dude can pay for that. Or actually, for us debonair types, I could go on and work on that just for free.
and we as men also got to know when to tell them women that they becoming liabilities too, because we'll get with a woman who was working, had drive, and then 2 years later you don't even know who this heifer is no more, and you still there. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
these successful black men.
What the hell? Sorry, sorry about that. The change up is real. Now, you said it earlier, and I want to acknowledge it because I didn't think I fully acknowledged it, but I just want to say briefly. One of the reasons men don't want to get married is that change up that you talked about, right? It's like men get married with the assumption that he married the woman he married at that moment. That's who he married. Like, basically, we as men, it's like the woman we with is a snapshot in time, right? Snapshot in time. We're like, yo, just stay just like this. If you stay just like this, I'm good. When the change up happened, though, it be messing us up, though. It'd be like, whoa.
And we should know the change up coming because ain't shit was real on her when we married her. Hair wasn't real, her lashes wasn't real, so how the hell she was gonna be real? We should have known from the jump. But we got bamboozled and we got hoodwinks. So we should have known.
Hey, let it straight. Run amok. Plymouth Rock fell right on our asses, man. Hold up. Matter of fact, I gotta play the Dave Chappelle skit on this one.
Trick ass mock, bitches and skip scallywags, hoes, heifers, hee-haws and hula hoops.
That's what I'm saying. When we took that snap picture, her hair changed 30 times the next week. So we should have known that the change up was coming anyway.
Anthony Smith says, I disagree, TSG. Men get married believing the woman is committed to the relationship for life. Yeah. I'm not saying that's not part of it. I'm saying that's the part, right? Like believing that, hey, we in this, right? But part of that is I can do this. I can make it for life if you stay. I can say if the core qualities of who you are stay the same, I'm good with this. Did I cover that? Like, what makes me stay for life is I'm attracted to this part of your personality. And I'm good with this. I can roll with this every day. When it change up. Now listen, it's unrealistic to think that people are gonna remain the same, right? I'm not the same as I used to be, whatever. But imagine if you got those core qualities that the other person like and that are beneficial to the relationship, and you're always trying to be the better version of yourself, then in theory, it should get better. Some things gonna fall off, but it should be easier to deal with a person if the core qualities stay the same. We're gonna talk about all this stuff though.
Because you grow into one person. That's the thing where we're not talking about in this marriage thing. I learned from my grandparents as long as they was married, they could argue and laugh during the argument. It never got past. Yeah, go ahead on, but go sit down somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Because they was already one. Like you said, you know things are gonna change. Nothing's gonna stay the same.
Of
But
course,
when you grow into that one by keeping that core value, that's what marriage should end up being. Because again, marriage now, in my opinion, from when I was married, is too much individuality. That's one of the causes of a lot of divorces to me. Because everybody want to keep being who they was before they got married. And that's a problem.
And that's yeah. I don't want to go too deep. I'm sorry, y'all. I know y'all got a lot of comments. I can't get to them.
That's why I
Y'all
was cutting the shirt.
No. That's fine. They active. I just want to get through some of these. I want to get through these clips though, because there's a lot of clips. So we only halfway through, and we already been on an hour and a half. So let me get this next one. Now, this brother gonna break down why Black men aren't marrying Black women anymore. Right? I want y'all to hear this, and we're gonna talk about this on the other side.
These successful Black men are not skipping over Black women because of the way that you look. They're skipping over you Black women because of the way that you were raised. Let me run that by you again. They are not skipping over to the white women or the Asian women or the Caribbean women or even the African women. We're talking about the Americanized Black woman. The reason why these successful men are skipping over you, it's not the way that you look, but it is the way that you carry yourself. These other women, they were conditioned, they are programmed, they are trained to be wives. They are trained to be helpmates. They are trained to be submissive. They are trained to cater to their man. They are trained to be grateful. They are trained to be appreciative. If you deal with the typical Black woman in America, she wants nothing but a whole bunch of things provided for her that she cannot provide for herself. She requires all of these things that she cannot do for herself. And then when you get one that can do things for herself, she talks down to men as if she's better because she's paying bills and she has a car and she has a credit score, as if that makes her better when that just makes her an adult. There are going to be a lot of women that are upset about this post, but it's the truth. It just is what it is.
All right. Look. I'm gonna let you roast on this one. What do you think about what he said? Is there
he said exactly
what did it say?
what
What said? What was that movie? God damn it. It's how did I forget the name? Oh, My Cousin Vinny. Excuse me, Miss Vito. The defense case hold water. P. The defense's case hold water.
Absolutely, because it's basically what he said, what I said in my last little soundbite, or my last little rant. 3 broke, bitter bees. He said it's about how you was raised. And it goes back to You see your mama with these YNs in her time, and you went back and redid the same cycle. So now it's about how you raised. It's a pattern. So what he was saying was, why would a man want to be with somebody who's conditioned to be like that? I don't want to be with nobody like that. And I'm only using that just for that one example. But of course, he said conditioned to be submissive and then a help partner and all that other good stuff. But he's absolutely right. It's about how these American black women are raised, man. He's 100% right.
I think the one thing that shocks me, P, right, is I gotta give my two exes credit, and it's slight credit because it's not perfect credit. They spun money, but they always spun it as in I'm getting deals all the time, right? But what I mean is that they never came at me at the guise of well, how much you got. You know what I mean? It was never like that's not how they came at me. And but I would say in 2025, I feel bad for the young dudes or any dude that's out there dating right now because everything is based on what you got, what you can do for her. And I think that's why you get brothers like that last one that's saying, you know, like it may come off as harsh, it might sound insensitive, maybe the words aren't perfect, but I will say it's kind of hard to not feel some type of way when you feel as a man the only thing that women are looking for is how much money you got or what you gonna do for them, you know. Whereas, hey, we're dating too. Like I'm out here trying to find a date too. What about how I feel and what I want? And it don't seem like it feels like that nowadays. It's really all about what they want. What's your thoughts on that?
And you exactly right. But it is just like he said. They looking for men to provide shit. I'm sorry, to provide
Oh
stuff
yeah, good.
that they don't can't give for their damn self. It's
How
like
old are you?
it,
I'm 61.
Sorry.
it just doesn't make sense that your level of expectations for me surpasses your level of expectations for yourself.
Well,
Somebody make that make sense to me.
let me ask you a question. Do you think it's wrong? Let me ask you a question. Do you think it's wrong for a woman wanting a man who can provide?
See, well, like I said, I was raised by my grandparents. Provide comes with a different definition for me. You got food, you got a house, you got clothing, I provide it. Now, that definition of provision today don't exist. That provision today is, can you buy me a purse? Can you get my nails done? Can you get my hair fixed? Can you pay for my car note this month? Can you pay for my light bill? That's not providing, that's catering. Two different things.
I hear you. I gotta read this
Now,
one.
go ahead.
Soul Heaven says, "Don't let you have a bad wife and terrible siblings that have their hand out too. Nightmare fuel, yeah, man. Because then people drain you. You know what I mean? Hey, let me catch something. I don't know if O totally understood what you meant. He said P is incorrect. Black women not being raised by black men are out of control. The ones who have fathers in the household are not like that. That's not. I don't think that's what nobody's saying. Are you saying that?
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. No.
Yeah, yeah. I don't even think we brought up who they raised by. I think we make the assumption, you know, when we talked about earlier about these women being raised by just women and there's no male figures around. There's no men around for the women, the girls, to have respect of the men in the household. There ain't no men to
That's what I was
respect.
saying.
Yeah, I
That's
know
what
that's
I
what you
was
were saying.
saying.
Yeah. How can a woman respect a man and she never been raised by around men? She ain't been around
Right?
men.
How can a woman respect a man when her mama never showed her what a man was? She
That's
was
what I'm
running with
saying.
the no good dudes too.
Well, if her mom ain't got no man and the aunt ain't got no man and grandma ain't got no man, all they know is how not to have men. And all they're going to teach is the same habits that each of them got that they ain't got no men. You know what I mean?
The
All right, but listen.
philosophy of they ain't got no man, but they got a man, because you know the Pookies and Ray Rays and Glocktavius is always around to be their man.
Well, hey. If what they say, there's an old saying about if a tree falls in the forest, does it make a sound? If a modern woman don't have a man on the arm, do she really got a man?
Interesting.
Or I'll say if that woman ain't living with a man, do she really got a man?
Oh, true. She could have a boy disguised as a man.
I'm
Yeah,
just
you're
saying,
right.
man. I don't know. I don't know about all this. All right, listen. I want to switch gears. We got 3 more clips left. We got good timing. I'm gonna try to get us out here on the 2-hour point. This next clip is a couple. Actually, let me get my notes together. All right. Yep. Is a couple that is showing us how it should be. Mutual effort, mutual respect, and teamwork. I want y'all to hear this. Okay? Ziggy, office off. Ziggy, office off.
Okay.
There we go.
How old are you?
I'm 61.
I'm 60. How long have you been together?
A total of 31 years.
Yeah, we dated for 6 years, then we got married, 25. Yeah.
For half your entire lives, y'all have spent it together.
I've never looked at it that way, but you're right. Yeah, absolutely, half our lives.
How does one make a relationship last 30 plus years?
Part of it is just learning that person. Know what not to say, what not to push, and learning to compromise.
She lets me be who exactly I am, and I let her be exactly who she is. If I want to act stupid or do something crazy or all of my, my shortcomings, she loves me in spite of, and the same. I just let her be, and she lets me be.
Where do you think most modern day couples struggle to keep it together?
Nobody's willing to compromise. Nobody's willing to say, okay, I'm not even gonna fuss over that little bit of thing. That's just a minor thing.
If he liked another girl's picture on Facebook, you wouldn't give him too much of a hard time for it.
Absolutely not, because he's with me. And if I like the guy's picture, he'd be like, oh, okay, because he knows I'm with him. My heart is with him.
Some people aren't as fortunate to have examples like we did. Her mom and dad are married 60 plus years still together. My parents are deceased, but they were married like 60 years before they passed away. So we don't really have an excuse.
One thing he said to me before we got married is divorce is not an option. Yeah. Whatever we go through, whatever happens, we can work it out and we will work it out.
Yeah. All right. What are your thoughts?
I mean, they kind of just touched on things I was saying earlier. I mean, well, but not one thing, a lot of things stood out to me in that video, but when they said in the beginning,
let me get you up. There you go.
When they said in the beginning, we dated for 6 years, that seems to be the problem with modern women today. That date time has now become from 6 years to 2.5 years. We got to be engaged. By the 4th year, we got to be married. That's why they said we know each other. We took time to know each other. That's what's being missed now, because modern women, they don't want to date no 6 years. You date a modern woman for 6 years now, it's just they feel like at year 3 there's no point to date you no more because you ain't gonna ever marry me. So it goes to show.
Isn't that the reason why people started earlier? Because I'm sorry to cut you off, but think about this. If you get together earlier and you dating together, then now you got that time to date 4, 5, 6 years to make sure that y'all know each other. This is the right move. God damn it. Ziggy, office off.
Okay.
This bitch is running rogue in this bitch, man.
Ziggy's a female. Damn modern women.
Ziggy, like, you know what? I'm gonna shine a light on this conversation. Oh, what was I saying,
Well,
man? It messed up my
push
role.
I'll push back to that statement by saying this, see.
Okay.
We both have been married, right?
Yeah.
And we're just now in our 40s. So when we started early, didn't wait 6 years. We still followed what we thought the model was to be in dating, that we felt like we knew that person enough to make that next step to marriage. We still didn't wait that 6 years. We still didn't secure that time to know or get close as possible to know who we was marrying, in my opinion.
Well, ain't that the truth about marriage, though? If you really think about it, right? I'm not saying it can't wait 6 years, whatever. I don't think it makes sense to rush into marriage in 2025 because it don't, right? There's just too much. It just don't make sense. But I'm saying, if you think about back in the day, it didn't take that long. Like I'm saying, before you had to worry about social media messing up your relationship, you either knew or you didn't. You know what I mean? Hey, we about to add Brother O to the conversation. Brother O was in the comments losing his shit. We don't hear you, brother.
I've been there.
You ain't got no sound. Nope, still don't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah, there you go.
All right,
Mic check 1 2 1 2. Brother,
Yeah,
what you got to say? What's going on with you right now?
Oh man, we out here I'm trying to catch 10,000, bro. I'm getting there, bro. I'm working though. It's been a grind, man. Other than that,
that's what I'm telling P because he will start his channel. I told him it's gonna be a grind, bro.
Yeah, but we're not gonna talk about that. Let's get into what we're talking about right here. That's neither here nor there. And so I may have misunderstood what my man P was saying. So that's understandable. Everybody makes mistakes, but I want to make sure that we don't necessarily write black women off, right? I don't want to.
Hold on. That is not my point. It has never been my point on this channel.
Okay.
That has never been my point. My point has been that,
and not necessarily your point. I'm talking about what was going on in the comments. It's more so what was in the comments section. That might not necessarily be your point, but it was what was popping in the comments section.
Yeah, listen. Let me play devil's advocate for your comment though. The thing about it is, if you go read the comments of some of my videos, there are some black men that are in the comments that are like, yo, I'm just done with black women for whatever reason or other. And I will acknowledge that they feel that way. I just caution them because it don't matter what her color is, no matter where you go at in the world, there's still things that are common to all women that will
absolutely
lead you to the same point, no matter where you go. So if you don't know if you don't understand the nature of a woman in general, I don't care where you go, it could happen again to you. And you don't even know you're going to get took. And in these other countries, if you get took, you know what I mean? You get took in these other countries, you get took it. What we talked about the other day, P? Took it.
I wanted to push back on a little bit of what Sean was saying too. I wasn't talking about color. I was talking about learned behavior. Color is whatever. Everybody has whatever wrong with everybody. It's not about particularly the color of the woman. I'm talking about all of them are messed up, no matter what color it is. I was
Not all of
on
them
the
messed up.
learn.
All of them. All of them.
Yeah, all of them. All of them got something
All
going
of
on
them.
to it.
Hold on,
But
real quick. Hold on, real quick. I'm sorry to cut you off, P. I want to make sure I catch this comment real quick. So, Antics Mantix says he might be addressing me. I would tell you that black men and women are drifting further apart because they now have two different cultures. What do y'all think about that?
So he said he might
brother,
be addressing me. I would tell you that black men and women drifting further apart because they now have to. That's an interesting.
Hold up. I got one more. Goddamn it, it jumped on me. One more. Or two more. I want to listen to O now. Tell me why we shouldn't write black women off when they wrote us off already. I go where I'm accepted, not disrespected. And then Antic Semantic says, here's a wrap. Black men will chase compatible culture, aka other races of women. All right, listen, let me just say on this channel, I have go on record to say I always tell the gent, listen, go where you are appreciated, not tolerated. We're done. It's like it's no longer about.
We need Tupac back, bro. We need Tupac back,
it's
man.
No
this shit going crazy.
It's no longer about this. If the woman come in this shade and she, understands how to deal with that man and is willing to give to that man, it don't matter what she look like. It just matters that what that man need, and vice versa. Wouldn't a woman expect that from us? Right? It seemed like they got all the expectations, but if you as a man have a preference, you wrong for that. They will say, listen, tell me that the majority of women, 80+% of women of all races, say they want a man that's damn near 6 feet tall. However, there's only 15% of men 6 feet tall. Now that's their preference.
I know. I'm not in that 6 feet situation. I'm a Saquon Barkley type dude. I'm a 5'10", 5'11" type. I'm in that range. And when I go to the doctor, they might be like 5'9" 3/4. I'm in that range, bro.
But I'm in the range. What I'm saying is, when you listen to women, and I try to highlight this on the channel with my clips, women can have all the preferences in the world, but let you say, hey, she needs to weigh this much, and the internet will cancel your ass. So what I'm saying is, what I believe Antic Semantics is saying, and the rest of them, is that, hey, we have our preferences now. And men are starting to feel like.
But we've always had them, though.
But
we've always had
them. Ain't nobody listening to that shit but us. When we started voicing them on these channels, that's when it became a problem. Like if we sit here talking on the panel and we sit here and say, yo, my preference is this because I didn't deal with this, blah, blah, blah. Yo, instead of saying, well, damn, it's a shame that you went through that experience that make you now have this preference. But now it's like, yo, why can you ever say that? So I just want to be careful on both sides. I think I think that we got to be careful of saying, hey, all black women are like this, or all Asian women are like this.
I'm just coming. I ain't batting. I ain't at the home plate batting for black women. I'm not doing that. That's not what I'm doing.
No.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. But what I am saying is this: there are pockets of black women that are waiting on a good black man.
Where they at? Where they at?
You gotta find the pocket. It's like you gotta be in the pond, the lake. It's like when you go fishing. You fishing. You ain't gonna find all the big mouth bass in one location. You gotta go out there and find. You gotta move. You gotta stick and move. You ain't gonna find them all in the same location.
P, jump in.
Can I say something about what he said? You said there's a bunch of black women looking for good black men.
Yes.
What would be that definition of a good black man? Because like Sean said, you got to be 6 foot tall.
It's like
you got to make
like Baskin Robbins. You gonna get
wait. But you got to be 6 foot tall. You got to make $100,000.
Who said that?
You gotta.
Whoever said that?
I'm just saying.
I really want to know that because I ain't nowhere near 6 foot. And
I'm just saying. But what I was saying was when you said a good black man, what is the definition nowadays to a black woman of what a good black man is? Because you could be a good black.
You got to have a conversation with him.
You could be a good black man, my brother, but get passed over for a pookie.
How you getting passed over if you ain't having a conversation though? You got to have a conversation first, though, right?
But you're right. But it's just like the woman we seen in the first video when we first started with the 3 kids.
Man,
She
don't
didn't
worry about
want
them
the good
videos.
black.
Don't worry about
But
them videos. Videos are
hold on.
fake. That's
But
we
wait,
can't talk about videos.
but,
That's like that's like a movie. It's
but
fake.
what I'm
It
saying
ain't
is
real.
she. But what I'm saying is she passed over obviously some good black men to still have 3 kids and be single.
This is
So
my
where
thing
was
though.
her choice for a good black man then?
It
I'm
I
gonna
mean,
depends.
tell
she
you.
must have.
This
She
my
had to
thing
have
about
a
these
choice.
videos.
In that point, she
I'm
had to have a choice of a good black man some point through these years. Some
I'm an
point
old
through her
head. I'm gonna
35
go ahead and tell
years.
you right now. I'm an old head. I don't believe in
Go
none of
ahead.
this shit y'all see on the internet. When y'all be seeing these videos, the people posting stuff on social media, I don't believe none of that. If you ain't in the mix, it don't matter. You
I
got to
had a
be
talk.
outside.
No, I agree with you. And I say all the time to the gents, don't be like the dude that's like, I don't go out and scratch my claws. We are lions. And if you are a lion, if you don't go scratch your claw, if you don't go roar a little bit, if you don't get out there and practice, you're going to lose it. That's what I
Come
say
on
all the
now.
time.
Tell the truth.
But I also had a talk with my girl. And I told her, we briefly talked about it. And I said, when I was out there on the dating scene before, and I was like, it wasn't nothing out there. Like it was like I've never seen such low quality. Like they talk about us. I ain't never seen such low. You want to talk about trout mouth bass and shit? I ain't never seen
Trout
such
mouth
low.
bad what?
I ain't seen such low quality catches. And I'm talking about women. Like usually women is like you can find a generally average woman.
Yes.
No, it's like they can appear that way, and then you start doing the talking because I love talking to folks. You and I hung
Of
out.
course.
We did.
We did it. We
You know
did
how
it. We did it.
you know how we
We
do,
did it.
right?
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
we didn't hung out. We love to have a good conversation. You try to have a
Right.
conversation with some of these women, and all you got to do is just pull that thread just a little bit now, and the whole shirt unravel now. I'm talking about sleeveless, the back out.
Something
And this
wrong with him.
grown,
I told
and
y'all
this is
that in my
grown.
earlier statement.
The
I
whole
think
back
it
dog.
depends on
The
we've
seams
got
though.
to it's all about trying to get to the next level. And when I say the next level, I don't mean you have to, financially get to a next level. It's a mental standpoint of where we have to decide this is what I want.
I agree.
This is what I want. And this is where I'm going to find her. If she's there, so be it. If she's not, I will continue to search. But you have to get to a point where you level up and you say, I will no longer accept the mediocrity or the low vibration of women that don't appreciate what I'm trying to do.
I agree.
Or what I'm trying to be.
I will even tell you that
Uh-huh.
as you level up as a man.
Yes, sir.
Meaning
because I like leveling up. Now we leveling up. We talking about something now.
I do too. So women definition of leveling up is different from our definition of leveling up. Though there are some similarities. There's some similarities, right? But I think it's different in the case of, yes, you want to financially be able to do this, whatever. Eventually, though, leveling up as a man really looks like what you on your purpose. So if whatever you're going for is against or antithetical to your purpose, then why are you dealing with it? Because it's only going to take you and derail you off. So as you start leveling up, quote unquote, right? Your standards go up to the fact is you won't, if a woman come out her mouth like, hey, why you ain't did this for me? You already gone. The other thing is, I have learned since the car accident, right? And in the years since then, right? Over 10 plus years. Now, the women like my exes don't even come up to me no more. When I was vibrating low, I was attracting them women all the time. Now,
absolutely,
they don't even come up to me. They don't even look my direction as if they know I'm already going to shoot them down.
Like,
So-
he ain't even gonna try to say nothing to me. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Because
That's my point.
because see, it's like, just to make a point, it's like when once we were young and in the club, we had a certain way we looked, a certain
Yeah.
way we dressed that
Come on
would
now.
attract that certain type of woman. But
Yes,
now
sir.
when you level up, you don't look that way. You don't look that part. So those
Yeah,
women,
I
they
ain't wearing
looking at you
Timbs like
like,
I used to all the time. Like I used to wear
exactly. So
Timbs
them
every
women
day.
not looking
Yeah.
at you, they looking across from you at the dude that used to be us.
Come
Now
on now.
that's where they going to. We done leveled
Right.
up, so we looking at the woman across from the bar that's sitting there sipping her little cocktail. We not looking at the girl that's out there shaking and twerking on the floor no more either. So it's like
Okay.
everybody leveling up.
Respect.
Now,
And that comes with maturity. That comes with maturity. I like
comes
that.
with maturity.
Yes,
I
sir.
like
And
that.
how
Yes,
many
sir.
times I've talked about this on the channel about coming across good women, and I said that I've let RDP, you already know, I didn't let some good ones go because I didn't want to mess them up. I wasn't at a space. But you know what I really learned over the years? I learned that I let them women go because I wasn't ready and I didn't believe in myself the way I should have.
Boom. That's what it is right there. That's what it was right there. That's
Listen,
exactly what it is.
I'm willing to acknowledge that. I'm also
And that
willing
means you have elevated as a man. When you can admit that right there, you have elevated to another level. You are no longer on the level with the peons. You have now made it to the next level. And it's real talk. I mean, it is what it is. We have to say what we say in order to understand that there's elevations to it. When we say there's levels to this, that is the elevation. You rose above that regular level. You were in that level, that main level, the homeostasis. If you want to talk about it,
I like
you're on that balance, and then you move to that next level. There's nothing wrong with that.
Pete, what you got to say?
I would love to finish this conversation first because I know it's going to somewhere. I would love to continue, but unfortunately, I have to leave now. It was a pleasure. See, we'll get it back together. And brother O, would love to I'd love to have this again, man. This is nice.
Pete, before you leave though, I was just trying to figure out if you was driving from LA to like DC because you've been in the car for a minute, bro.
Actually,
I like that boy. That boy been driving for a minute.
I'm actually at work, man. I'm sitting at my post, supposed to be watching people run the stop signs, but I'm not really paying attention. Just to be honest with you.
Oh man, go out there and do protect the serve, bro.
As long as they didn't hit no little kids, you good, bro. Like you good.
I thought it was on a
All
road
right,
trip
fellas.
or something.
All right,
brother.
I definitely holler at y'all.
All right,
yes,
no
sir.
doubt. Oh man,
yeah. Listen, I want to finish this up. I have 2 video clips. I'd love to get your thoughts on it before we get up out of here because I want to try to keep it right about the 2-minute point. There's a story. Actually, let me get my notes. I need to get my notes.
Hey man, ain't nothing wrong with notes. Notes are what get us through our shows and our videos.
I've been trying to level up. I've been leveling up the live streams. I have notes now when I come on, try to make sure I keep my points
I
going.
like it though. I like it. I like the streamlined effect though. That's good stuff.
Yep. So listen, the part of marriage, that I think that people forget is those vows, right? We talk about those vows, and I don't know if they mean what they used to mean for sickness and health. But it only is worth it when it's mutual, right? If mutually both people are willing to honor it. And that's what this next video is going to show.
Okay.
The wife to me, baby. I appreciate you. I love you very much.
In sickness and in health.
You're doing a good job. I'm here.
In good times and in bad.
I love when you look at me. It makes me happy.
Those were the vows Roosevelt, Illinois said to his wife Anixia 2 years ago on their wedding day, and he's kept his promise, standing by her side, caring for her every single day since an accident changed her life nearly a year ago.
I don't believe she knows that I'm her husband, Roosevelt, but I believe that she knows that I'm always here comforting her, giving her kisses.
Onyxia needs around-the-clock care after a hit-and-run driver struck her while she was jogging, never once stopping to help. It was Saturday, April 6th, around 6:30 in the morning. Onyxia, an avid runner, was jogging.
Sorry I didn't have the whole thing, but I wanted to make a point with that, right? That sucks that somebody did that, right? Piece of crap. Hit somebody while they jogging. But that right there is what we're talking about. This is not the only story that I've seen. I had another story a while back where a man was there for his wife when she wound up, I forgot she had Alzheimer's or something. She started getting Alzheimer's and he stayed. Now, he had a girlfriend, but he stayed.
Oh,
He
man.
stayed. No,
did you remember that he had a girlfriend? That was bad. That was bad.
Yeah,
That was
listen, I was gonna
man.
do that one for a live stream because I knew it was gonna be like a contentious topic, but I don't know what I did with the clip now. I don't know what I did with the clip. So
That was bad. That was bad. That
I'm a
was
little
bad.
mad at myself. Yeah. But this right here, right? Loyalty matters more than a lifestyle. And I think one of the things that some of the people in the comments meant that P was saying was that the expectations of some of the women today is about lifestyle. It's about what can you do for them when loyalty is what you said you old school, I'm old school in certain ways. Loyalty meant a lot. Loyalty means a lot to me with my friendships. The like to really be tight with me, you got to have time, right? Even you and I have been building up this time now. It's been a couple years now, right? So
Well,
that
we
means
sitting
a lot.
we sitting on some years now, though. It's been a minute, though.
That means a lot to me, right? The more time that I get to know you, the more I can trust you. And I think what's happening now is we never even get to the point in these relationships where people can even have real trust, right? Because true commitment is tested in hardship. You know, to find out if something's durable, you have to put it through the fire. And then modern dating app often lacks this kind of depth, right? So I think what a lot of men want is we don't have those assurances like we used to. Putting a ring on a woman's finger has no assurance that it's going to be forever. No assurance that if it don't work out, that she not going to completely change up and be bitter. It's not going to make the assurance that, hey, if we have kids together, I can see my kids.
I mean, when was it ever really? Because this is my thing. Is Sean, I get what you're saying. I honestly do. But life is a gamble. You get into this life, everything that you do is a gamble. Like it.
I don't think nobody's arguing.
You can get in your car. You don't know if you're gonna make it home. You could go to work. Somebody could come in there and shoot up the building. Absolutely. Everything that you do is a gamble. So when you get to a marriage or you get into a relationship with a woman, it's a gamble. Everything is a gamble in life.
Hold on. Let me stop you there. I don't disagree that life is a gamble, but if you take marriage statistics over the years, and you look at where we
at marriage statistics before you got married,
I didn't. You know what? Because it wasn't at this level. What if I told you?
I didn't even look at who cares about statistics before you get married, though? Like, I didn't research, okay, let me look at the statistics on, okay, these marriages are not working. Maybe I shouldn't get married. I didn't look. That's not important.
Okay. So you didn't look at that. Okay. I didn't look either back in the day. Right. That's when I got married back in the day.
And that's all I'm saying. Like,
but we're talking about, right? If you want to talk about this, we're talking about, think about the title. Marriage should benefit both, but today men are losing. But today men are losing out. So men know the statistics now. You don't think that changes the equation?
I think if you allow statistics to influence your actions, then you're setting yourself up for a reaction. And the reaction is going to be anything that sets you off that happens that you did not expect to happen. In other words, if I look at something, I'm like, okay, this says this, and then I see it occur or in the minute aspect of it occurring, then I'm like, okay, this happened. Oh, we got to shut this down. Because I just saw where I read this in a social media post, or I watched this video on TikTok, and she actually did it. We got to shut it down because it's automatically,
So
getting
wait.
ready to come to an end.
I guess I'm a little confused. So you don't believe that statistics matter in making decisions? So if I told you that
We can't say decisions. What are we saying when you say decisions? Are you saying decisions of like who you're dating?
No, because what statistics what does statistics play in that one? Oh, that is a 50% chance that you're not going to get a relationship with this person. How does that affect you? Unlike something. Hold up. Let me finish my point. Unlike something serious as marriage, you talking about talking to somebody in theory don't really affect you the same way as making a decision to get married. That's what we're talking about today. Why should men sign up to get married? You don't think statistics would come into play at that point?
Not at all. And this is why. If you are thinking about getting married, that means you've been with that person long enough to make the decision to even think about getting married. Okay. How long have you been dating this person to even think about getting married? I dated my wife 10 years before I got married. 10 years. Okay. How many people put that in the game? Did you put that in the game first? If you're doing 6 months, a year before you get married, then your ass deserves what you get because you don't really know who it is that you're marrying.
So then how do you account for the people that didn't date for a long time but have been married the rest of their whole life?
I don't know. Shit, that ain't got nothing to do with me. I ain't worried about what they got going on.
How do
that
you
ain't me. I ain't a counselor. No.
You don't get out of this one. You said you old school, and old school people didn't date that long before they got together.
They also got married at 16, and I didn't get married at 16, Sean. Let's be real.
Well, we're not talking about
I didn't do that.
We're talking still back in the day. People still got married in their 20s, and they lasted a long
time.
I
didn't get married in my 20s. Let's be real. Let's be real. If we're gonna be real, let's be real. I dated in undergrad, all the way through undergrad, 10 years after, and decided at 30 that I would get married. I wanted to wait to 35, but I did.
So you tell me this: if you want a Ford truck, and you knew that a Ford truck,
because I'm gonna get a dually, yeah.
Okay, and you knew that it had a 50% chance of the engine failure.
Yeah.
You telling me, knowing that information, you still gonna go in there and buy a Ford truck?
Hell no. You know better than that now. You know better than that. If I walk in, absolutely not.
All I'm saying to you is that men now, I'm not talking about TikToks and Instagrams. I'm talking about statistics on this shit. Men are armed with this now. I'm not saying you should.
But are we equating a car to a woman?
Hold on. I'm saying that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that looking at statistics, I'm not talking about comparing a car to a woman. I'm saying if you got information that's telling you, hey, this is happening about 50-50 chance. Are you going to roll the dice on that 50-50 chance? Yes, that's an individual decision. But if you know there's a 50% chance of the thing breaking down, why would you invest in that?
So what are you going to do? Just live by yourself for the rest of your life?
That's not what I mean. That's not what I'm saying.
Because you got a 50-50 chance of being in a marriage or not being in a marriage.
I'm saying for me personally, I don't know about the gents. I know for me personally, I don't think marriage as it's currently constructed. I'm not saying we can't.
In America. Wait, are we? Wait, whoa. Are we saying in America? Because that's where you have to understand.
Brother,
there's a difference in marriage outside of America.
We're talking about brothers that live in America. We're not talking
Okay. Now we talking because I
because
actually agree with you on that though, because marriage in America is very, very different. Very, very different.
Yeah. And
yes.
listen,
and I would totally agree with everything you're saying at this point.
And that's all I'm saying. I'm saying in America, and not just America. Shout out to my brothers out there in the UK and Canada.
Right.
Those are the two extra places that watch the most. Shout out to Mexico too. I got a few people from down there. So
I hear you because I'm the same way. Yeah, absolutely.
I forget to shout out my brothers and them from the across the pond.
You got to. They catch it late though. They catch the stream late sometimes, and they catch the videos later. We know how that is. Shout out to them though. Yeah.
Shout out to them because they're going through similar, right? These modern Western country type issues, right? Birth rates, negative, all this stuff. We're all going through it. But anyway, that's not my point. The point is that a lot of brothers are just armed with these statistics now. And all I'm saying is it just makes marriage in America, in the UK, in these different places, it just makes it, I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm not telling men not to do it. You got to make that choice as a man on your own. I'm just saying you have to weigh the cost. You have to weigh the cost. And that's everything in life. You got to weigh the cost when you make big decisions. That's the other part of leveling up too, is you weigh the cost a little bit more. You know what I mean? You ponder it a little bit more.
As you grow up, yes. As you become a man, you have to understand cost. Yes. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Totally agree.
Let me I want to play this one last clip. And I want y'all to hear this. This is supposed to be motivational. I hope it's motivational. But I think I don't know if this is dead or not, but it feels like it's dead. At least in America it is, right? I want y'all to see this real quick.
So how long y'all been married?
Me and this old dude here?
Yeah.
Too long for comfort.
Miss Willie, you hear that?
We've been married as long as things all.
I just realized that thing got music playing. I might have to cut that out later. Sometimes it be true.
Miss Willie, what you got to say about that?
You might be able to let it fly. You've been in the live for a minute though. They got to search for that though.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
I wouldn't trade it for the world.
So you can always say it's, for reacting purposes, fair use and all that, or whatever.
That's not the problem. Using the video ain't the problem. It's the copyrighted music underneath it. That's fine. I'm pausing.
Oh, is this not off of YouTube?
No.
Oh, gotcha.
It's a clip, but somebody used music that might be copyrighted. I don't know yet.
10-4.
I can cut it out. I can cut it out later, but it is.
I understand.
Oh, I know that's right.
I wouldn't trade this man for all day. There's a man in the world.
That is crazy. See, look, he's smiling. She's like, I wouldn't trade him for nothing. These women today will trade you for get flued out to Dubai in a minute.
They down the street from where you grew up at.
And they are part from Louisiana too, bro.
It sounds like it, but I don't know.
Let me hear the accent a little bit more.
I know that's right.
Other than him. Now, whenever you crossing.
Yeah, that sound like New Orleans.
That's what I thought.
Nah, that sound like New Orleans. I'm not gonna lie. I still haven't heard that little. I still ain't heard that exact.
You heard? Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't heard that yet, but she sound like the old Creole women though.
Right.
Yeah, you gonna get them at you.
You got a problem. You hear me?
And she look Creole.
She said she do. She actually, that's how my great grandmother was I think her dad was white. So or something like that. But she was my great grandma was she was white passing. Like down in New Orleans back in the day. That's how she was able to start her own business. Anyway, and back in the day when I was a baby, the New Orleans Saints, she had a beauty shop for 30 years down in New Orleans. And so, the New Orleans Saints would take their women down to her beauty shop to get their hair done. Anyway, need to know that. That's some history.
You got a problem. You have to go ahead and do what you're going to do to him.
She said she willing to fight for her man.
on now. Pull the knife out on the
Why we don't hear that no more? Oh,
Hey, we hear where I'm from. That hey, you come on down 95 South, they're gonna pull a knife out. You come on down 95 South, they will definitely pull a knife out, bro. It don't even matter. Knife, razor, they got it all. Guns, 22s, 32s, they got it all in their bag, though. They do it on the 95. Down here in North Carolina, South Carolina, bro. That's how they get down over here.
Yeah, I know, man. I ain't look. I ain't been in South Carolina since I left in 2000.
Oh, you were at Fort Jackson?
I was on what's the name of it? I was down in Goose Creek.
Okay, yeah, Columbia.
I was at the
down that area, yeah.
Hear that, Mr. Willie?
Oh, no, that's
don't stop crying now.
Anyway, look, I wanted y'all to see that because I'm sorry I couldn't play. I didn't realize the music was there, but the whole point I wanted to show y'all that for was, I don't know. I think we wished we could have that. And the thing about it is, I just want to be realistic about something. To get to where they were at, it ain't going to be easy. And that's why I showed y'all that other couple, the one that had been together, their parents, both of them had parents that had been together for 60 years. I wanted y'all to see these clips. I wanted you to see the man that took care of his wife. Because to the women that might be watching this live stream, when you got a good man and you're willing to toss that good man away who will be that man for you, you know, like nowadays, you can only get so many shots at that. You're only going to get so many shots at that. You know, same thing for a good woman. You know, sometimes we only get so many shots at that too, right? Women that would have been best for us, take care of us, love us, cherish us. And I say all that to say that we have to be who we need to be. We got to be leveled up to the point that we can be the leaders for our women. We can be that man that woman look up to, look for that type of, hey, like that older woman just said, I wouldn't trade this man for nothing in the world. But we have to be that man before we even go there, right? We have to, women want to respect a man, right? It's even the ones that's doing all that, he got to be this and I don't listen. There's always a man that will actually get them in their feminine.
Put them in line.
It don't mean it's healthy in a relationship. But I'm saying there is a man that can get them in their feminine. What a woman can't do is if you ain't willing to be that leader, that man you need to be, she'll never get there.
I'm gonna give you a perfect example, John. I'm gonna give you a perfect example.
Yeah.
You remember Baby Boy when Ving Rhames? Yeah, when Ving Rhames was in the house.
Yeah. Ving, oh my God. Ving Rhames
he put it in line. You hear me? We out here building a garden now.
Ving Rhames.
Jody, you got to go.
Ving Rhames is the one who what he did to that dude, Jody Mama, is the name Baby Boy. Are you Baby Boy a woman?
Yeah,
exactly. The house.
But I definitely want to shout out what Antic Semantics said.
Yeah.
His last comment, it's all the way at the bottom. I want to shout, not the last one, but his second to last one, where he said I'm happy dudes stay married. It's just not the reality we live in today. Many black men never got their Claire Huxtable. And a lot of it depends on the generations, because a lot of these guys don't really know who Claire Huxtable is nowadays. So if we're talking to a certain demographic, yeah, I know what you're saying. And I hate that for them. But a lot of the dudes that I grew up with, they did get their Claire Huxtable. She might have not been a lawyer, but it was their Claire Huxtable in that mindset. You know what I mean? But that was, in the 90s or early 2000s, before, the 2010 mark. And you're right. I agree. I hate it for those guys that actually have to come up and try to deal with the fake eyelashes and the weaves and all the other extra stuff they got going on. Man, it's rough out there. I see it. And I'm
I
like,
want to catch this comment. He said, I respectfully disagree, either feminine or not. The issue is the sisterhood. You have to separate them from the masculine culture of disrespect. I am inclined to agree with this statement. I just want to add something to it, right? What I'm going to add to it is that, yes, they should be feminine, right? You would expect a woman to be feminine or not. But what I'm trying to say is not, I guess using the word feminine, masculine is maybe wrong. I'm saying that,
Yeah, especially
let's
with
take that, let's
the
take
she,
that out.
him,
Let's take that
hers,
out
and
of it.
thems and
The
we's.
word that I really should have used and really want to use was, by being the man you need to be. It ain't about drawing her feminine from that. It's getting the respect, because that's what we really care about at the end of the day, right? Let's just be real about it. Yeah, quote unquote, we want to be loved, but what we really want as men is to be respected. We want it from our peers, we want it from our family, and we want it from the person that we love, right? That loves us. And that means a lot to us. That's why, like, when you at work, sometimes, you've been grinding for a year or two, it's good when they recognize you in front of your peers. That's a level of respect, and people showing you that respect. Now, what we're seeing is we see this generation of men being disrespected in public, what I mean? All kind of just tearing the man down, posting him on social, posting, disrespecting the man on social. Isn't this what we're fighting for? Isn't that what we want? I'm not even talking about masculine, feminine. I'm saying respect, because in theory, if she respects you, you probably getting the feminine. You know what I mean? So,
Agreed.
I think that we got to be real with ourselves about, like we said, the state of marriage in the country is as it's currently constructed, doesn't work. And listen, I'll share this with you all. Me and my woman talked about marriage, but we talked about it in the terms of getting married on our own terms. You know what I mean? Like, still ring stuff, ceremony, but we're going to be married together, not necessarily married to the state. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So it's our commitment. It would be our commitment to each other,
to ourselves,
and
not the legal version. Yeah,
yeah. And I'm sure there's other legal things you can do. Power of attorney. There's other things you can kind of do.
There's always a loophole. Yeah, absolutely.
To circumvent the marriage one. You know what I mean? Like the state.
I understand what you're saying.
And then I think too, if you're dating a woman who has something to lose, I think the other way about it is, if she got something to lose, then she should have no problem with a prenup either, if you want to do it that way, because you both have something to lose, right? You want to do a prenup when you both are, when everything's good. You don't want to do it when you're mad at each other. You don't want to do it. You want to do, because I know some people preach prenups. So I'm just saying, if you're going to do a prenup, you want to do it while you all are in agreement. But I think I know, but guess what?
It's a whole nother show.
That is a whole nother show. Actually, you know what? That's worth a video right there. We need to go ahead.
Let's put that together. Let's go.
I'll put that in the video. Shout out.
And I did want to. I know we definitely, you always need help with the comments. I was watching the comments, and I wanted to point something out specifically. Where Soul Heaven has mentioned about my mom was definitely a Claire Huxtable. You see that comment? My mom was definitely a Claire Huxtable type, married to my pops for 55 years. You see that?
Yep.
And so I wanted to comment about this because
she was part Claire with a touch of Florida Evans. Love it.
Right. And I wanted to tell him I understand how he feels, because what's wild about me and Bruce Wayne, of course, but everybody else might not know. Bruce Wayne and myself are blood brothers, 100%, right? And so my mom passed, and they were both divorced. They got divorced when I was like 21, I think it was. And my mom passed in 2022 of February 2022, and they were divorced for years. I'm talking about this is many years, because I'm obviously damn near 50. And so 5 months later, my dad passed right after. And so I understand when it seems like, even though my dad had, other love interests and things of that nature, whatever, my mom never did. She was married to Jesus. She's that, she was that type of woman. But you know how that is. Old black women, they
I'm
married
sorry.
to Jesus.
Yeah. I got you.
But the 5 months in between, it was just like, it was heartache for him, even though he was already dealing with another woman or whatever. But understanding what he was saying there, true love never really dies. And I hate to make this a poetry standpoint right now, but that's the love that we look for, and that's the love that we want, and we want to try to find as black men in America. And if you still live in America and you can't get out of America, and this is where you have to be, it's here. You just have to search for it. Now, if you're gonna be lazy in the search, then you're gonna get a lazy ass woman.
So, you know what? I want to tag in because I just remembered what I wanted to say earlier, right? And it's kind of this is what I'm gonna end off what I'm gonna say, and I'll see if you have anything else. We get to the question of the day and get up out of here.
Yes, sir.
What I was gonna say was, it came to my attention that finding a wife, we think finding a wife is gonna be easy, but the way we talk about it on these channels, but it was never supposed to be easy. Right?
Hell
even
no.
if you
It ain't,
even
man,
if you
it ain't
go,
easy.
if you go to the even the word says how difficult it is, right? Like it talks about
Right.
if you found a wife, I mean a wife.
Come on.
Have, like her worth is more than rubies. So
yes,
rubies ain't easy to find. You ain't gonna just dig out in the street and rubies just gonna be sitting out in the street.
You ain't
Right?
gonna check your mail and she gonna be standing there. Yeah. It ain't gonna be like
Rubies,
that. You ain't
rubies
gonna
are
be
gonna
washing
be
your rims down and you be like, oh, there go Bonita.
yeah, right.
Put me on. Yeah.
Rubies
Bonita
are
Applebum. No,
valuable.
it don't work like that.
Rubies are
Yeah.
valuable. They're gonna be locked away. They're gonna be somewhere safe. And then
Right.
I think that you almost got to look at a wife that way. Maybe she was a little locked away. She's safe. She ain't been ran through like a hot dog counter. You know what I mean? Like a hot dog stand.
Throwing hot dogs down the hotel hallway. Yeah. I'm with you.
I said all that to say, don't give up. It's supposed to be hard. And while you're on that journey to find that woman, you need to be like when you finally reach and find that woman, you should be who you need to be for that woman. You see what I'm saying? It's a journey. So it's gonna be hard. I just don't want y'all to give up. Because I actually can understand men who say, oh, I ain't talking this no more, blah, blah, blah. At least they talking about talking. You know what scares me, brother O? The ones
They
who just
swiping.
the ones who just
I
give
don't want
up.
to hear the swiping.
No, listen, the ones who give up. Like, I would never, listen, I got my woman, but I'm saying if I didn't have it, I ain't never quitting hunting. I'm never quitting. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I'm saying, don't give up a part of yourself because of the bad ones. It is in our nature to go and find that thing that we want. And it might be a long journey, but if you're doing what you're supposed to, at the end, you're going to appreciate that thing more. And I'm going to tell y'all, that's what I'm learning right now. Like, I appreciate the woman that I got because I wouldn't have been ready for her when I was younger. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be able to ready to deal with a woman who was serious when I was younger. And P and I could have this conversation with y'all another time. But the point I'm trying to say is don't give up being the man that you need to be. And for whoever it is that you're looking for in the future, right? She should get the part of you that's whole and ready to take on that responsibility. And that
because she's out there.
She's out there. Yeah, I ain't never disagree. I will say this. It is very tough. It is very tough. It's going to feel damn near impossible, but it shouldn't be. Because if you're on your purpose, you're already distracted. You already got something else you focused on. Wow, you're on that journey. You know what I mean? That's just my 2 cents. That's just
And
my
she
2 cents.
appears.
I just don't want the brother. I don't want the gents to give up. That's all I'm saying. I don't believe in giving up.
That's why I'm on here right now, because I don't want people to give up and be like, man, damn all these black women in America, damn these women in America, blah, blah, blah. They out there, bro. I promise you they out there. I have several women that I went to school with.
One day at a time. Yes.
Yep. Absolutely.
And if you're on your purpose, even if you don't meet that woman, if you've done what you're supposed to do, did you really have a bad life anyway? You see what I'm saying? Like, if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing and you live in your fullest and you live in your best life and you on your purpose, your grind, whether you find her or not, you still moving the way you're supposed to be moving. You know what I mean? Anyway, that's just my 2 cents. I'm just saying. And I'm not telling you, go right out, go find a woman today. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if that's what you want, don't expect her to just fall in your lap. Them days is done. If you look back in the day, maybe they could just follow, somebody arranged.
That was pre-internet, bro. That was pre-internet. That's why I say what I say. I mean, I can get away with what I say. I dated my own wife for 10 years before we got married. That was before smartphones, bro. I could do that. You know what I'm saying? It was cool. You know what I mean? But now, boy, these smartphones, they killing motherfuckers. They killing y'all. They killing y'all. Get you a flip phone. I don't have no flip phone, but I'm just saying, if you want to get back to the real and try to figure out where she at, get you a flip phone. You be outside for real then. When you have to have a flip phone or a pager, go all the way back to a pager.
Go back to where you have to go find a payphone to use the pager.
Right. I guarantee you she outside. She right there though.
Hey, real quick, question of the day. Drop your question of the day in the comments. Not the chat, but the comments. And then I'm gonna catch a few more comments and we're gonna get up out of here. What are 3 things that need to happen for marriage to work in 2025 and beyond, not counting changing the laws? Okay. What things need to change aside from laws changing in order for marriage to work? I want to hear from you guys. And I took the laws thing out because that's the easy thing to say. Well, if the laws are better, no, I want to hear something deeper, tangible. You know what I mean? What needs to change? I'll let y'all do some thinking on that. Let's get to some of these comments. I rarely use my phone. Man, if I didn't have to do this channel, I wouldn't be using my phone either. Love that woman as much as she loves you. Don't take it for granted. Yeah, if you got a good one, in 2025, Joe, man.
Oh, you gotta lock that down.
I ain't never gave men this type of advice, but you gotta lock that down somehow. Like, even if she just
throw her phone in the pond.
Be like, you gotta stomp that phone out, son. Yeah. I saw something better than digging in a cesspool for a diamond. Yeah. You can never find a diamond and rub only snakes in the grass, chameleon thieves in the night. Preston dropping the rhymes already.
That's
Slick
box, straight bars right there. Straight bars. I like that.
Preston be doing bars all the time. So Evan says, "Oh, they talking to each other." Okay, cool.
Oh, you going backwards?
Okay. I was going backwards, and I'm kind of missing conversations. Thanks, Preston G. She was literally a well-known church evangelist. Worked her entire life to get to heaven. Was serious about the Lord. Oh yeah. Y'all know
how
about
your mom doing, by the way, while you going through the comments here?
My mom,
I meant to ask you that.
No, that's fine. I need to update the gents anyway. My mom is doing okay. We're at a better place now because it was a little rough for a little bit. She was determined to get out that damn. I've actually had time to think about it. So if y'all don't know, my mom was like hell to deal with when she was in the hospital. But when I had time to think about it, first of all, I still got my mom here because if she hadn't gone to the hospital, I don't even know if I'd be making a video right now. This is how long it'd be. You know what I mean? Like it's been over a month and I think I'd still be out of it. So I'm grateful for that. I realized that I have more time with my mother. I was a little frustrated with her because I wanted her to listen to the doctors. Like, yo, you just had a stroke and I want you to do what they, I need them to watch you to make sure you're good. And she was fighting to get out that hospital. Now that I have time and I got a chance to come back home and cool down, I got to put my head back into work again, been putting all these videos out so I could not think that my mom was in the hospital and get that image out of my head. I kind of understand now that in her mind, she didn't want to die in that hospital. Like, she kind of in the mindset of, I want to go out on my own terms. And I started thinking about it, I'm like, I almost can't blame her. You know what I mean? Now that I've had time to think about it, I just wanted her to be safe, you know what I mean? And not rush the process.
Right.
But
and we had that conversation. Yeah.
I think though now looking at it in hindsight, I started like, how would I feel if I was in the hospital? Now I would listen because I want, I'm gonna listen to the people that is their jobs. But my mom was already kind of like, I'm okay with whatever right now. Like, she okay to go. Yeah. We've had these conversations. I didn't want to hear it. But now those conversations stick out in my head. My mom being like, I'm okay one way or the other. I'm at peace. If I go now, I'm good. And that's hard to hear because
it is hard to hear, bro. I was there, bro. I've been there.
She's ready to go. You ain't ready for her to go.
Yeah. It's a rough road, bro. It's definitely a rough road.
So she's doing fine. She
okay, good to hear. Good to hear.
She broke her wrist when she fell, and so she's in a cast still. And that's kind of annoying the hell out of her because she still want to do some stuff. But mom's is okay. We are talking again. We're cordial because she was nasty, man. She was nasty to me, and I was just like, where is this coming from? But I just think that she had never been sick before, man. The only time she ever was in the hospital is when she had me and my sister.
Oh, man. She was shooting good then. She was shooting good.
Well, she was also about them home remedies, too. And them shits work.
Oh, yeah, that's true, too. Yeah. She
the reason how I got rid of COVID. I had COVID bad. I felt like I was dying. She said, baby, did you get that Theraflu and them lemons I told you? And them
them collard green leaves that wrap your feet in.
Man, I made some shit with that. I woke up, I didn't even believe I was like, how am I feeling better the next day? It was literally the next day. And I was like, I was sleeping like, I don't normally sleep more than 8 hours ever, right?
You slept really 10, 12.
10, 12. I got up to pee and lay down and slept another 10 to 12. That's how sick of COVID I was.
You talking about during COVID? Oh, okay, yeah.
COVID,
okay,
COVID.
Got you.
Mom's never been sick, and I think it was just hard to see somebody so strong.
Right. Man, well, it's good to hear that she's on the back end.
She on the men, is that what they like to say? She on the men.
On the men, yeah, she's on the men. Yeah, good stuff.
Zick says, man, glad to hear your mother's doing better. Thank you about that. I walk the path that makes me happy despite the world's expectations. Absolutely. Feed the positive emotions and starve the negative ones. Absolutely. Shout out to Bishop Eddie. He said, it don't matter how you die. What matters is how you spend eternity. Believe Christ died for your sins, you will spend eternity in heaven. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Yes, sir.
A personal experiences, strokes are no joke. Glad she is doing better. That's what I'm trying to say. This is what, like, we've had strokes in our family. So I was a little worried because I'm like, is she leaving too early? But
it ain't about what we think though, because my mom went through 3 strokes. You know what I'm saying? For anybody to go through one is amazing. Yeah. For a black woman, that's why I have so much reverence for black women, because my mom went through not 1, not 2, but 3 strokes, still survived, and then she had to go deal with cancer. And so when somebody says something negative about a black woman, that's why I take offense to it, because I'm like, wait a minute, bro. Like, do you know what a real strong black woman is?
Yeah.
Were you ever around one? And so that's when I'm like, I don't really know how dudes nowadays are built, because I don't think they really understand what a strong black woman was. I don't think they ever experienced it.
And I agree with you, and I think that's part of what we're seeing today with some of the women today, right? Because they were raised by other women, right? Like they now listen, my mom was raised by other women too, but my mom
Right.
also
My mom was as well.
My mom has also been on this channel, and she also watches the channel, and she also understands that there's something fundamentally wrong with what's going on in the community right now. And even at 67, she will tell you that, right? She will tell you like, yo, you know, this is something wrong. You know, we are on the wrong path, and we did veer off. She'll be the first one to tell you. And that has nothing to do with disrespect. It has everything to do with it's our job to point out the shit that's wrong. It's our job to do that. Just like the old folk used to do to us back in the day. Come here, little blood. Come on, young blood. Come here, quick. Come here. Let me holler at you. They'll pull us to the side. Or like the women in my family. Come here, boy. Come here, quick. And they, you know, so we're at the age now, that it is our duty, not just, it's our responsibility to chastise the bad behaviors in the community. We have a duty because guess what? We them. And let me tell you what me and P laughed about. Let me see if I can pull something up. I want to show something. I know I said we was going to go, but I got something that's funny. If I can find this photo, I'm going to prove something to you real quick.
Yeah, and I mean, if the people want to hang around, man, you ain't no need to leave. You got time, baby.
Oh,
you
there
got
is
time
a need to leave. I'm 275 pounds. I am starving.
Hey, man, you got to have a bowl of gumbo over there on the side on the table for you, man. You can eat between the scenes.
I can't do all that. I can't do all that. I want to show y'all something though. I want to share something with y'all. You ready? Nights like this, I wish raindrops would fall. Hey, open up the goddamn window.
Got it.
My office hours are from 9 to 5.
Every night I gotta prove my love. This is my scene right here, baby. This is my scene right here now.
This is where was it Bird and the Midnight Bird was like,
yes sir, old Bird. Yeah,
my royalties and how you keep your books.
Classic.
Now,
well,
you know why
the young hairs don't know nothing about this right here. They don't know nothing about this right here.
Listen. I put this up on the screen because I want to, for our age, for all my brothers that's in their 40s right now, late 30s, 40s, anybody who know this movie. The thing that blows my mind is we're older than what Big Red was in this scene. Big Red was 42 years old when he did this movie in 1991. And I told P the other night, I said, P, we are older.
That's wild.
I'll give you another one. I'm about to give you another one. Y'all ain't ready for this.
You ain't even have to do that to me right there, though. You ain't have to do that to me, son. You ain't have to do that to me, though.
Hold on.
I'm 5 years older than what Red was in this movie right here. Now that I think about it, though, that's wild. That's wild.
Oh, I'm not even done. I'm about to mess your head up even further. I'm about to mess your head up even further. When this came out, right?
Yeah.
I believe it was 1972.
72, okay.
When this came out in 1972, Red Fox, this old ass, crusty ass looking dude, was 47, 48 years old.
Ain't no way.
Yep.
I'm 47.
The
water must be different then. It was hard times back then though.
It was rough.
The water must got fluoride in it now or something. I ain't know. It's
So actually he was about 49 or 50. Sorry about that. Because he was born.
It don't even matter, bro. I'll be 48 this year. Ain't no way.
This was him at 50. This almost looked like a 70 or 80-year-old today.
Yeah. Hey, that ain't good. That's not good.
I'm not done yet. Now this is This is how old I am right now. Let me show y'all real quick. Ready? This is how old I am.
Yeah.
So I am as old as Denzel was when he played Lonzo in Training Day.
That one was at 01? What year was that? What year was that?
That was 01.
Ooh. I figured it was
like,
01.
Denzel like over 70 years old right now. Now listen, the reason why I brought all of this up, not to make us feel bad, it's kind of what somebody said in the chat, right? I think partly what Bishop said, Bishop Eddie said, and partly what Expat Living said, is just to say, or just like they said in the 5 Heartbeats, in that song, we got more life to live. And that's the one thing I got from my mom's situation, is that we still got more life to live, and we got to live and enjoy each moment. And so we can't allow these skip, scop, scallywags to get us off of our purpose, because we're needed. We're needed. We are needed to be examples, and we need to be that. And as long as we still breathing, that's why I keep, I try to work on this temple. I try to work on the temple, as best as I can, so I can be around as long as I can. You know what I mean? Yep. All right. I see y'all talking over them. I'm 3 years younger than he was and look like I could be his son. Yeah. Hey, times were different. Times were different back in the day. Preston, you was wrong for this. Now I got to go. He's like, shrimp gumbo. Now I'm hungry.
He said, is that Fred Sanford?
There was Fred Sanford I had up on there.
I know some boys be young, boy, and they be like, is that Fred?
Yo, you should, man. Yeah. Anyway, I got to go. Hey, gents, thank y'all for being here this evening. Thank you to my guest, for being here. We're going to be back next week. Hopefully I don't start it as late, but I've been hustling out these videos, so it's I got pushed back a little bit. I will have the members only video. Again, for the price of a cup of coffee a month, you could be a member only. A member, you get to see videos earlier, and you get to see exclusive videos. I'm gonna start cranking those out as well. Thank you to everybody
that
supported
that too, man.
Yeah. So for everybody that supported the channel tonight, and until next time, gents, live your best life.